Alright, it's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 758 for August 7th, 2023. And on the show this week, we got Anthony.
I'm high again.
Oh, great. We got the...
Just like last weekend.
Just like every day. Like, you were just...
Oh, yeah, that is accurate now, too, yeah.
It's no longer just Cheech and Chong. It's Cheech and Chong and Anthony. That's...
And Terrence. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, but he doesn't announce it. He doesn't, like, try to say, like, I'm cool, I'm high.
No, I'm warning you, because this is now the second week in a row where I've been high.
Yeah, but that's just a normal thing.
That's funny. I'm here too, y'all, but it's just it's a normal thing for me too. I just don't say it. I just assume y'all just know. Like, oh, this nigga faded.
I'm just saying that
there's a definite difference between the fucking unlistenableness of myself. But it's just like whether or not you can tolerate there's the high version that's like unlistenable because he blathers on without a point. And then there's my sober self, which is me blathering on about a point. It's just a bad point.
I mean, fair. But also, like in memoriam of Paul Rubens, I'm gonna play you the video where he says, "This is your brain on crack." Back in the anti-drug commercials back in the day.
I remember that. Oh man. Yeah, I was sad to see that this weekend. I mean, you know.
I was too.
I didn't realize he was 80.
Yeah,
I didn't
he don't
think
look
he was
80
that old either. No. Yeah, I didn't, because he was on, I don't know if y'all watched this, What We Do in the Shadows. He was on the Vampiric Council on there and was hilarious. Oh my god, he was so funny. That show was great if you should watch it. It's about a group of vampires on Staten Island. And it's a reality show, but it's a faux reality show.
Isn't it a movie and a TV show, though?
Yeah.
Yes, it was a movie first, and then they turned it into... I have never seen the movie, but I heard it's really good. But the television show is excellent. I recommend it. It's really funny.
R.I.P. We is all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Sad day, man. My childhood. Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah, I still just couldn't
reached
believe...
that age.
I was shocked until I saw that he was 80, and I was like, holy shit, how long has he been old where he just didn't look it?
How long has he been old?
No, but I mean, like, legitimately, like, he was Pee-wee, mid-40s at the earliest?
I mean, it's crazy to think about, but yeah, he certainly didn't look it.
And he didn't look it, he looked fucking 20.
He was the Penguin's father twice?
Oh,
yep.
Wow, that's right.
Yep. Good old Oswald Cobblepot's father twice. Crazy, man.
Back for Gotham, yeah.
Yep. Well, I guess I can introduce the Wombat since we just now got to intros.
Your mom was Oswald Cobblepot's father twice.
I mean, probably, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. Well, it's here, but it might not be there.
Well, it was there, but now might be here. I don't know. I can't keep track of things.
It's one of the two.
Anyway, we're going to talk about video games. Anthony, I'll kick it off with you.
Yeah, so I only have like 2 to talk about because I have not started. That's a big-ass download, that Baldur's Gate.
122 gigs, right?
Yeah, something like that. It's like, goddamn. All right, well, I'm going to give this some time. And then, like, at one point, Steam crashed, so I had to fucking reboot it. But I haven't played that yet. I did try out Shadows of Doubt, which is in early access. Holy shit. It is I know this term's kind of a messy one, but immersive sim is the best way to describe this. It feels like the visuals are obviously, like, kind of all the voxel look. Like, you know, hey, everybody's kind of like squares. But it doesn't seem like it doesn't cause any problems. Like, it feels consistent throughout the world. But like, it tells you in the tutorial, like, it's a detective game. So you're trying to connect evidence to people, and you're doing those fucking the pins in the string. You have a menu page that is literally that, of things that you can find and dust for fingerprints. And there's like multiple ways into rooms. They're explaining that, like, oh yeah, you can look for vents, you can look for the power source for the cameras, you can move the mat. Maybe the mat has the key underneath. You can pick the lock if you wanted to. You could also bust down the door. That's a totally fair option as well.
Like Baldur's Gate, Jesus.
Oh,
it plays like it feels like Deus Ex. You know what I mean? Like, where like, oh, there's multiple ways to solve this problem. I don't know how well that works because I've only played the tutorial. It was a lot to take in. I wasn't expecting it to be that in depth, so I was just in the wrong mindset yesterday. So I don't know how it works because you can procedurally generate a city too. So they have some preset ones, and then there's a procedurally generated city where it makes up people and crimes and all this stuff. From what I've seen so far, that'll be really interesting, because if it's always different crimes and the ways to solve them can be procedurally generated, that kind of means there's like an infinite amount of puzzles in the detective genre now. I also played some Luigi's Mansion 3 because I'd never done that yet.
The Switch version, yeah?
Yeah,
played it? Wow.
No, I had it and just never played it, and I finally turned it on. I'm like, yep, this is Luigi's Mansion. The only thing that's weird is that, like, the amount of cutscenes in it. Like, before a boss...
Is that not the norm?
No.
The first game had, like, two cutscenes. Maybe three. Yeah, like, it was very much like you'd walk into a room, and the boss would be kind of just chilling out. And, like, rocking in a rocking chair, dancing in the ballroom. And it was just kind of, as you walked in through the door, it acted like any other room. And that was, like, part of it felt like I was discovering these ghosts and not just running into the next event. And that's kind of the only thing I have to say about Luigi's Mansion. But the puzzles are great, especially with Gooigi.
Gooigi.
I hate that fucking name.
Yeah, this is the first one I've played. I've been playing I haven't finished it yet, but I enjoy it quite a bit. I didn't know that the cutscene thing was. I just figured they all.
Yeah, no, they're just not. They weren't. But I mean, like, the first one was from Nintendo in Japan, and then Dark Moon, which they're remaking, was the first one Next Level did, and it was on the 3DS, so you wouldn't have had too many cutscenes on the 3DS anyways. Not that it was impossible, it's just it would have all been in-game anyways, so why kind of set it up that way. I know that there's a couple on Dark Moon as well, just maybe for the main bosses, because there's like usually like a couple big ghosts you have to catch in like a chapter, and then a certain amount of chapters you'll fight a bigger boss. I don't know what they call them, the head ghosts, or something like that. They have a name in every game where like they're above the normal ghosts, but not necessarily bosses.
Head ghost sounds like something I would describe as I'm having some bad times. I got head ghosts.
What's wrong with you, man? You got some head ghosts?
You got some head ghosts up in here? Oh,
head
poltergeist mind. That's what's happening.
It's called schizophrenia. We have a name for it.
I like head ghosts better. Like
yeah, we're trying to soften. Yeah, we're trying to soften the public relations of schizophrenia. So
yeah, when you go to a
head ghosts,
go to a job interview, like, you know, I got head ghosts.
And they're like, oh, okay, and they're just writing down this.
Don't
crazy.
Don't hire this person.
As opposed to Ghost Head, which sounds like something you'd get in Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh,
yeah, that's definitely something. We'll get to that. I'm gonna.
I don't want to get to that. I'll take a break.
That's it for me.
All right, well, I'll move on to Terrence so you can talk about bear fucking, whatever.
But to be fair, I haven't seen any of that. So that, and also That was blown out of proportion. She's a druid, and she just transformed into a bear. I mean, it's still.
I mean, I don't care. That doesn't make it any better.
I mean, it doesn't really, but that's when I said it out loud. I was like, that's why I said, wow. I was like, huh. When you read it, you like, oh, okay. But if you say it out loud, you're like, that don't really make it no better for real, though. But I digress. Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, I wrote a review of it. There's a lot I could say. That game is a lot. So it's basically, Dungeons and Dragons for real. Like, it uses the Dungeons and Dragons rule set. You're rolling for initiative before fights and before you do any task or anything. Oh yeah, lots of rolling. Lots of rolling. Just Kid Rock. Did we talk about
that's not Kid Rock? No, back yourself up.
Who is that?
That's Limp Bizkit.
Oh, okay. Listen. They kind of all blend together. I wasn't a hardcore.
Don't you sully the name of Mr. Durst? Okay, Fred is the man.
Fred Durst isn't a piece of shit like Kid Rock. He could be a piece of shit. I don't know him that well. But there's a big difference.
He got his dad vibes now. He got rid of the hat,
Had that wig on.
Actually, yeah, he is. I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen it.
Directed a movie.
Ryan was like, no. Is he not?
Sometimes I just do that. I just do that to get Ryan worked up. I don't like Fred Durst. Okay. That is not. Was never a fan of the biscuit. Sorry.
Say that one more time.
Which part?
The first part. You were never a what?
I was never a fan of the biscuit.
What? Come on.
You better take that cookie.
Yeah.
Take that cookie and stick it in your what?
Oh shoot!
Get the chocolate starfish.
Damn worst.
Hot dog flavored water.
Okay, I know of that. I have heard of that.
That's the album, right? That was the name of the album.
Why is that?
The chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water was the name of one of their albums.
That is correct.
Yeah, and I was like, why?
I mean, don't ask questions, dude. I mean, don't ask questions. Just
don't ask questions.
Them and the Bloodhound Gang.
Oh.
Hey, Jimmy Pop.
Ken loves
Bloodhound Gang is fine. I had no problem with the Bloodhound Gang because
my daughter listens to them.
They're fucking stupid. They were supposed to be stupid.
Yeah.
Like Limp Bizkit was like trying to be serious, and I'm like, nah.
I hate their cover.
How we got into this?
I also hate their cover of Behind Blue Eyes. Honestly, the Behind Blue Eyes cover is sort of a crime against humanity.
I mean, the Bloodhound Gang covered Kids in America. I want you to know that.
The Bloodhound Gang can do no wrong. I mean,
Kids Incorporated. Kids Incorporated. That's the one I was thinking of. You don't know Kids Incorporated. You did not grow up in a cool time.
I don't, so I didn't.
Okay. Just like Shirt Tails, we gotta school Anthony on this old 80s shit. That's what's gotta happen.
Yeah.
Shit they don't talk about anymore. The shit that's not at like fucking Hot Topic t-shirts. That's what.
That's true. Yeah, that's facts because that's where all the Transformers and He-Man. That's a hip 80s stuff.
Yeah,
right?
the NES belt buckles.
Yeah.
Fucking get a Shirt Tails t-shirt in there or something, man.
Fucking Fraggle Rock. Underground 80s stuff. Damn. Okay, Baldur's Gate. Jesus. All right, it's Dungeons and Dragons for real. But it's massive. So just like Anthony was saying, how Shadow of Doubt, you can do basically anything. Same way with Baldur's Gate. Like if you think about it, and that object can be manipulated, you can stack crates, as has been memed now because Matthew Mercer did that to get into a castle. Apparently, he stacked 40 crates and then jumped over, or used a teleport or something to get over into it. How the rest of his party made it, I don't know, but fuck those guys, I guess.
I forgot to mention in Shadow of Doubt, it's the only game I've ever seen this happen. You can look under the door. Not in the way that it would be helpful. Like, literally, your character lies sideways on the ground to look through the door.
Do you see alien feet sometimes?
No, but trust me, I was like, I was having a hard time seeing under the actual space between the door, but that's all I could think of.
Under the
Because
door.
that's one of the best. It's one of the best sequences in that movie.
Oh man, dude. Oh goddamn, I just got chills.
The signs.
That fucking scene.
Yeah.
That's just one of many in that movie. That is like, oh, it hurts.
You know what? I'm gonna put this out there. I have never seen that movie.
Oh,
It's one of
I
the
have
few
seen-
M. Night Shyamalan movies I'd recommend. Probably
it's
the
his
one
best.
I'd
It's his
recommend,
best
yeah.
movie by far. I love most of his movies, but that is by far the best
don't.
one. Well, there's some I
Sixth
don't like.
Sense Sixth Sense is fine.
I like Sixth Sense. I think I like the trilogy, but like some of it is much better than the rest.
Unbreakable, and then 2 other movies.
Yeah, the one with not Magneto,
Split.
Professor X. What's his name? James
Split.
McAvoy.
Yeah,
McAvoy. That was
Split.
Split. Yeah.
Split.
I
Yeah,
just said Split like 4 times, but
Yeah,
no,
you did. You did.
Split.
and I didn't
Split.
like the last one. Glass was kind
Glass.
of meh. Glass.
Yeah,
was kinda meh.
it just felt like they were just trying to tie it up. Like you were just trying to finish
That was
it
the
up,
best
'cause
part
it
of
was
that
just-
was the best part of Split is the end of it, and you're like, oh no way, and then they made the movie. And
All
you're
they,
like, oh,
all they
please
had to
no.
do
Yeah.
was not make a movie like he was bringing the Avengers together.
Yeah, that
Should
was
just
dumb.
Yeah.
He should have just kept telling stories inside the same universe, and then so now in the next movie you would see reference to Split, right? That would connect it to the new movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and instead they tried to make a Avengers movie, and it just did not work.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But Signs, no. If you ain't seen Signs, oh my god.
I will have to because so it's one of those things where I've seen so many clips of stuff and I hear people talk about it where I just feel like, well, I've seen the movie. I don't need to see it. It's fine. I get it. So I just have never bothered. But I will add it to the list. I will check out. I'll have to check out Signs. I don't even know what the fuck. We done went so far away.
We're never
from-
gonna let you talk about
Baldur's
Baldur's Gate. It's never gonna happen.
Lord, no, it's not. It's like this
How's-
game.
how's-
You'll
how's
never
Baldur's
finish it.
Gate?
How's the bear fucking?
Is it-
So so I will say that there's sex scenes, Jesus, and they're pretty graphic sex scenes. So when you make when you create your character initially, you can take all their clothes off, and I mean you literally look at them naked, and you can adjust the genitalia.
Oh, Jesus
And there's
Christ.
so much freedom in the game. Now, when I
Remember how
say adjust, wait a minute, hold on, because when I say adjust, I don't mean you can give them like a big dick. I mean you can be a guy, but give them a vagina. Like
How
you can
can-
change,
How
you
can
can
we
change
have
the
this
parts.
Fucking
But it's just
the
let me just-
conversations we have around this game is what bothers me about this game. Which, by the way,
let me just
But
say
it's just
this
a
is-
small part.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Remember-
go ahead, Anthony.
it's not
You
a
can
small
turn
part.
off nudity though, right? You don't
You
they ask
can.
you at the very
I
beginning
was
if you
gonna
want it
say
on
that.
or off?
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was going to
So
say that.
it's-
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So you can
I'm
just
not-
choose not to have it on if you don't want it on.
There you go.
I'm not
Yep.
There's a picture
I'm
for
not
you.
I'm not a prude. God damn it.
And I would imagine that
um,
the romantic scenes, if you turn it off, would probably be edited or cut in a way that you wouldn't see anything. Because as it stands, if you leave it on, you see everything when they have sex.
this is why I was trying to say that there was like 3 ways to play D&D, Ken.
I bet there is a 3-way.
Well.
There's more to this game than that.
But that's
Well,
not
they
what I
keep
see.
talking about everything else, or everything.
I know what I'm getting that out the way, so we're done. Now listen. So the overall narrative of this: you create your character and you get into the game. The mind flayers, the Illithids, are trying to start a war with the Githyanki, the green lizard-like people. I can't pronounce her race. Yeah, them. Yep. So your character was captured and is on one of the Nautilus ships of the mind flayers, and they have put a parasite in your head, which
As they do.
yes, right. So they end up falling under attack by the Githyanki and end up trying to escape, and they jump through different realms through the multiverse, and they end up in, like, I guess, the hell realm. I'm not 100% of all the Forgotten Realms stuff because I read the Dritz books, but I don't. Some of the stuff I know from those books, but I don't know everything. But they jump through some of the realms and they end up back in Faerun, where the game starts and you end up crashing and you escape. So from the get-go, there are 2 party members that you can totally miss if you just go kind of straight through once you actually can take control of your character.
Please tell me which ones those are because I feel like I screwed up.
Who the fuck is this? Get the fuck out of here!
So
wait, hold on. Let me quote. Let me
a new
quote
challenger.
this man named Drew. I'll be out today, unfortunately. Drew, comment.
Yeah, I was helping my wife with something.
He saw the dwarf dick and he was like, I got to get in there.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Y'all don't appreciate that if you look at the spelling of Baldur's in that picture, you miss that part.
Baldur's, yeah.
Oh no, I saw it when it was on Twitter and I laughed. I was like, first of all, you can't even do all of that. Like they are blowing this out of proportion. Which,
they are.
You know.
They are. But then again, when I made my character and it said hide clothes, I was like, what? And I clicked it and I was like, oh God, hello.
I did too. Yep. I was like, oh wow, okay. I thought it was just gonna be in underwear. Damn, okay.
Yeah, no. I'm like, ooh man.
Yep.
That man is not cut.
And I have a Dragonborn, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess that's just what. Okay, I've seen a Dragonborn penis. It was crazy, but
yeah.
Okay. So Shadowheart, did you get Shadowheart for your party?
I did save her, and then obviously I got the alien looking lady.
The Githyanki.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's the brain that you can get.
Yeah.
If you go, did you get that one?
I got that one. I was 5 seconds away from just squashing it, but I changed my mind.
Nice.
Because I was like, this thing is obviously bad.
Yep, and there's so many choices in that game that you get presented with where you think, okay, if I do this, it's gonna fuck the whole thing up and I'll be done. But no, it'll just take it in stride. Like, you could miss a roll in something and piss somebody off, and it may affect just the relationship. It might not deteriorate into a fight. Sometimes it does turn into a fight, but I don't know. It's just, I don't. You have so much freedom to experiment and do whatever you want. It's I don't know. It's still great.
Yeah, I basically made it to where you just said, like after you crash, and in that hour and a half that I played, I was like, dude, I got to play this. Like this, I have to sit down and play the rest of this. This is amazing. Like just the fact that like they do the dice rolls and they physically show you the dice rolls. That was one big thing that we couldn't stand about. You remember Call of Cthulhu, Anthony? Where everything was a dice roll, but it didn't actually show you the result.
So not only that, but it also hides that into the flavor text. So you're putting stats in like strength, and like you would think, oh, okay, well, I need this much strength to do it. No, you can still try. You're just working at a deficit.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for this game. That really sells it for me. On top of that, the first time you choose to do something like so, one of the first things you do is examine that brain that you were talking about, and you can choose to examine the brain. Then there's this lady's voice that pops up, and it's basically like your DM is talking to you. She's giving you a narrative. Oh, the brain actually looks like it's swollen, and then I was like, oh man, this is like fucking. I'm playing D&D right now. I was like, this is perfect. Now I say that to say this. Everything that happens in this game, they did it in Divinity Original Sin 2. Original Sin 2, I cannot stress this enough. If you have not played that game, that is one of the best RPGs that I have played ever.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Original Sin 2, play that game. Like, if you don't want to play Baldur's Gate right now, because it's high, you only got an Xbox, or if you don't have any, you don't have any money right now, you can get Original Sin 2 very cheap. And it is amazing. So I do not discredit those games either. But this game is fantastic. This game is like freaking game of the year potential, like guaranteed.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be in the conversation.
Yeah,
like it's good, and it is a Ryan ass game if I ever saw one. Like
I
need a year.
What Jay said was true.
I wish my PC would run it. I'd be playing it right now, but. I'll have to wait until it comes out on PS5. Well, actually, I'm going to end up waiting until next year, I think, because it comes out the same day as Starfield, and I want to play Starfield, so it's likely going to end up being a next year game for me. But it's fine. I don't mind waiting, as everybody that ever has listened to this podcast knows.
Yeah,
I have no issue with being behind the times.
Playing the hottest games from 2006. Here's
That's
Ryan.
Right.
Yep,
that's right.
But what Jay said in our chat here, he's like, he gives the same vibes that I had when I first played Dragon Age Origins. This is totally what I feel like that the world, the conversations, the characters, the motivations, all of it. It feels like I'm playing Dragon Age Origins again for the first time.
Nice. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I know that they've made it so you don't have to have played the first two games, but I love the first two Baldur's Gate games. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And I love the two Divinity games as well. So it's to say it's in my wheelhouse is an understatement.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, it's excuse me, it's excellent. And yeah, the dice roll thing they do very well, because you'll not only do they put the dice up, but you also can, use your different I can't think of the exact word for it, but your like buffs and stuff from other people. Like I'm a bard, so I can have like bardic inspiration, which will let me roll like a 1d6 that can add into that roll. So if I got to hit a 30 to unlock this, I can roll that additional die. You can choose which ones you want to do into that. But yeah, it's super fun. And we, like I said in here, we should totally, once everybody has it, we should totally just pick a day and do like an hour or something and play D&D, because it's literally what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I've played maybe 40 hours or so with this game, and like I haven't even moved because the narrative initially is you're trying to get this parasite out because you can turn into an illithid if you keep it in there too long. Like you'll turn into a mind flayer.
Yeah.
But and you're looking for somebody that can do that. But between the crash and trying to find someone, I've been involved in like so many other inner fighting stuff that's happened. Like there's so much stuff that you can find in doing this.
Original Sin 2 did the exact same thing. So you basically start off in a prison on an island, and your objective is get off the island. 20 hours later, you get off the island, and that's the end of Act 1. There's so many things on that island that you can do. There's like a faction war between the prisoners, and then the guards are there, and like, oh man, it's so good.
You know what? That's wild. Baldur's Gate has the same thing. There's the druids, and then these other people are trying to stay in this valley, and they're beefing. But then there's goblins and a drow commander that is coming to like it's this whole thing. And then there's other stuff with the Githyanki people. It's massive. The game is massive. Like there's so much stuff to do, and I'm so exciid to get back into it. And like I said, I can't wait till all y'all have it. Hopefully we can all link up and really role play it. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I had to drop at the medium settings. I can't run this at high settings.
Larian really is the modern BioWare.
Yeah.
Since BioWare's not really BioWare anymore.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll prove me wrong with Dragon Age, the next Dragon Age, but
hoping too. Man, beyond that, I mean, because they kind of dropped it in our lap and was like, all right, we need a review by then. So I like played it straight. So I pretty much have only played Baldur's Gate. I did mess with one of the indies that I have to review called Adore. I think that's what it's called. Hold on, I'm looking at the thing. Yeah, Adore. So it's kind of like Pokemon.
Oh.
So you have it's a creature collector, but instead of those battles in Pokemon where, you throw out your Pokemon and you select attack or whatever, the actual creatures are mapped to your button presses. So I have this like a squirrel-like creature that's mapped to X. So you kind of aim where you want to throw it out while you're running around. It all happens in real time. You toss it out and it does its attack. Like it's like this 3-strike thing. And they have different synergies between the creatures that will buff and add different stuff to them. Like I'm very early. Like I only have the one creature so far. I just kind of messed with it. But I'm intrigued, like, because I like those creature collecting stuff. So I'm kind of curious to see how deep it goes with that. And that's pretty much it for real. Like I messed with Arcade Paradise a little bit, but it's really been all Baldur's Gate all the time. Well, another game that I can't talk about yet that I'm reviewing, but we'll talk about it. I think next week I can talk about it.
Yeah, it's out this week.
Yeah.
I forgot a game.
Oh no!
What you got?
I forgot that I played. Yeah, you want those games, right? So here you go. Now let's see you clear them.
What's
No,
the
you
acronym?
didn't.
What's the acronym
Did
for
you
that
really?
game?
YYWTGRSHYGNLSYCT.
That made as much sense to me as you all talking about D&D.
All right. Well, this is that collection of games that are all made to like be the actual games you see in those mobile game ads.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say it's pretty spot on. Like they're not bad. Surprisingly, I thought they were going to be bad. Very different from one another. It's obviously a bare bones package, but like there's a ton of those pull the pin puzzles, and like they actually get pretty difficult. I was really impressed. It's one of those weird D3 zero budget games, but it seems to just work.
Cool.
That's it. It was just I forgot I mentioned it because we mentioned it on the show and I looked it up, and so yeah, I did actually play it, and it's not bad.
All right. Well, since Drew decided to show up, I guess I'll go to him next. Anything besides Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, played some Resident Evil 4 remake. Man, that game just chock full of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, so it's semi-open world now, I would say.
Kind of. I mean, it's just structured a lot like RE2 and 3 remakes.
Yeah. But like, you jump into the boat and you can go across the lake and you got to go here and then you got to go back. And I'm in chapter 4 right now. It's really good. Like last night I was doing some stuff in chapter 4, like getting some puzzles and stuff like that. And then I went back to the merchant and he was like, "Hey, why don't you try my shooting gallery?" So I went and did that for a little while, and then there was a bunch of requests from him, so I had to like do what was it? He wanted me to get a golden egg for him. I got that, and then he wanted me to like find some more of those the blue medallions. So there's multiple distractions in that game rather than just going corridor to corridor shooting dudes. It's solid. It's solid. Do I still prefer Resident Evil 2 remake over this? Of course.
Which is funny because like so many people talk about Resident Evil 4 being like the GOAT. I'm like, nah, 2 has always been the GOAT.
It's never been. I'm sorry. Like I said that on Phoenix Down. Resident Evil 2, the original and the remake are damn near flawless. Like Resident Evil 2 remake is one of the best games I've ever played.
I mean, 2 is when that series peaked. I'm not saying that the other games are not good in that series, but 2 is like...
2 is where and I say this with, I realize it's all dumb, but like that's kind of where the realness ends. 3 is sort of there, but then 4 is where you start doing the flips and kicks and fucking all that dumb shit.
Yeah.
And 6, they just didn't give a fuck. They was like,
what? Yeah, 6, they're like, fuck it.
Whatever.
You don't even care where you are anymore. These rooms all look the same. Yeah.
That's the one thing like Ken even hinted on was there's not a bad Resident Evil game.
No, there is. I mean, the main lineage. No, there's not a bad Resident Evil game.
Yeah, mainline games. Yeah. I think they're all solid. They're all good games. They're very different in their own ways, but Resident Evil 7 obviously went back to old school, and it was really good.
Survivor's the one that I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, there's bad spin-offs by far.
Of course.
The Survivor's the PS1 light gun
First
game.
Person, yeah.
That game's bad. Yes.
The majority of the light gun games were kind of meh, if we're being honest.
You're including the Wii ones?
Yeah, I mean they were fine. I mean if you ask me, the best light gun game is probably House of the Dead Overkill.
Oh, that is the best one. The Grindhouse one? That is so good.
The Grindhouse. It's so good. But, Resident Evil 4, man, that's that game, they added so much to that game from the original. And the original had a crap ton in it. But this is really good. I'm enjoying it a lot.
It fucking feels like that game came out 2 years ago.
Nah, it was this year, boss.
I know, that's what I'm saying, though, but it feels like that's how good 2023's been. It's like, oh yeah, that game's not out this. Oh, fuck, it was.
That was about 4 months ago, wasn't it?
I thought it was in February, right?
RE4?
Oh, was that February or March?
I thought that was a Dead Space remake.
Yeah,
Dead
that
Space
was Dead Space.
January.
Oh no, he's right. March is March 23rd. You know what? Time doesn't matter anymore.
No, it doesn't, because Dead Space was like the end of January, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dead Space came out, but I thought Dead Space came out in March.
Nope.
No, January 27th. Jesus Christ.
2023, okay. Dude, literally the best game, the best year ever for video games. It's so fucking good.
It absolutely is. Like, there's so many games. It's crazy.
Yep.
Game of the year has been forgotten 13 times already.
What's been the worst release this year so far that isn't some sort of indie game?
Maybe, I don't know if there's a worst, but like disappointment.
Babylon's?
What's that?
Is that this year?
What was it?
Or was that last year? Babylon's Fall?
That was last year. That was last year.
Oh.
What about Saints Row? Was that this year?
That was last year.
That was last year.
I mean, I don't think
Redfall would be up there for biggest disappointment.
I don't think Redfall.
That's probably it.
But that's like disappointment. Like, I know Redfall's it's not a great game.
Yeah, but it's
Redfall.
Redfall.
It's Metacritic's 10 worst games of 2023 so far. We got Colossal Cave.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
That's the remake from oh god, what's her name?
Roberta
Williams, yeah.
Yeah, Roberta Williams, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so that's their remake. Everybody 1-2 Switch. That game is not great, but 54 is a little low. I'd say it's a 6. Ravenbound. I don't remember that one.
I remember the name, but I can't recall what it was.
Oh, Roguelite.
Oh, well, I'm out.
Souls game. Yeah. It was from Avalanche. That was disappointing. Yeah.
The Last Worker is the one that I definitely have not heard of at all.
I don't know what that is.
Immersive narrative adventure centered around I do know this. The Lone Worker and everything, yeah. And then Redfall, Crime Boss Rockay City.
Yeah.
That game was kind of fucked up.
I don't know who played Redfall. I know Terrence played Crime Boss Rockay City for review.
I played both of those games, Redfall and Crime Boss. They're both not great games.
The one I've played Everybody 1-2 Switch, and I've also played Clive and Wrench.
Oh, dude, that game is bad.
Then there's Loop 8 Summer of Gods, which I think is a visual novel. Grey Hill Incident.
Oh, dude, that game is terrible.
But I think we've all forgotten about Gollum.
Well, I didn't even play. I don't think anybody played Gollum.
No, I think they didn't send out review codes or didn't force.
Well, they did. I just didn't request one because I'm like, nah.
When you say you don't think anybody played it, you don't just mean on this podcast.
Right.
I mean, it shut down a studio.
Like 4 people.
You know,
that's true. It did kill Data.
Oh, that's so messed up.
I don't know. Like, most of the big games that have come out, like, they've been good, but there has been disappointments, and I know I'm going to get flamed for this, but I think Street Fighter was kind of disappointing. Not that it's a bad game, but
it's a good Street Fighter competitive fighting game.
Yes,
the single player is kind of lame.
They're still like Street Fighter cannot seem to do good single player content.
Other than the 4th or 5th one where it had 0 single player.
Yeah, until like 2 years in.
They're going to have to do an alpha style remake on that series if they want to do a good single player, because they're going to have to start crafting a narrative. They're going to have to reboot the series and start crafting a narrative over again from the beginning, because as it stands now, it's so like there's nothing there to build a story out of.
Maybe that's not what they want.
They don't care about that. Capcom doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because Street Fighter plays really, really good.
Yes, it does.
There's just nothing for me to do that. Like, I booted it up last night and played the arcade. I was like, wow, this is boring.
Well, how about this for a thing they can do? They just allow you to build, like, costumes.
No, then they couldn't sell them.
Costumes.
Yeah, they can't sell them. So nah.
Yeah, no, you save your crossovers and your one-offs. I'm talking about like have stuff to earn in game, and then yeah, you can release your DLC for it, but like earn something.
Oh, like Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah,
Injustice did it first, right, with the loot boxes?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, there is a way to do it. I think that's a better way to keep people involved. That way, it gives people that just want to play the game something to grind for. Which is a terrible way of putting it, I suppose. But I don't know.
To grind for.
I'll tell you, the stuff you grinded for in MK11, I did not give two shits outside of the
MK11
brutalities.
MK11 did it so poorly in comparison to Injustice 2.
Injustice 2 did it well, but at some point when you have 40 characters and each character has like 600 items of loot...
I'm not saying it was perfect.
Too much.
I'm just saying it was more interesting than MK11.
Yeah, MK11, the gem socketing was like, what the fuck is this?
How about no, and then we do something fun.
Capcom tried that stuff before.
Yeah, Tekken X Street Fighter.
Yep,
Ooh.
and that was broken. Because there were some gems that were just way better. Well, why would you use it?
Didn't they do that again for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite or something like that?
They did.
Yeah.
They had the stones.
But they only had 5 stones. Fuck your stones. Come on, man.
Nightmare, and I don't get engaged with it.
Fuck your stones. What were we talking about? I forgot.
We're talking about Resident Evil 4.
Oh, that's right. We're talking about the games of the year. Yeah, I don't know. I know most people.
I just don't think any of them are like outside of Gollum. I don't think any of them have been so abysmal.
No, most of the big name games have been good.
Exist.
Yeah,
like Gollum, we kind of knew at a certain point it was going to be bad. Redfall, I think, is probably the biggest disappointment, just because
you kind of expected that team to do a good game, and when it was as bad as it was, you're like, oh wow.
Yep, that's
that was and it was the first like true exclusive that Bethesda put out after Microsoft bought them, and it's like, wow, okay, this is even a worse look.
Yeah.
Oh, anything else, Drew?
Just random small stuff. Like I did Arcade Paradise a little bit.
Paw Patrol. Sorry.
No Paw Patrol.
Man, I'm gonna tell you. I know we joke with you about it, but they have nerfed rewards so bad that there's hardly any point to do it anymore. It's so bad.
They have nerfed it pretty bad. And it's probably because of people like me. I've bought 2 high-profile games without spending any money.
Yeah, people were like building up like hundreds of thousands of points.
Yeah.
And now
I still have 109,000 points. At
this point though, like they took away the ability to pay for Game Pass with it. They took away
That will come back. They're waiting to change those tiers.
Sure, but at the same time, are you even going to earn? Like, can you even earn enough to buy a month anymore? Because they have taken everything out of there.
So I can get probably about 900 points a day. And I don't think that's
900
too
points
difficult.
a day from what?
I mean, if you do the Bing searches.
Oh, fuck off! I ain't doing that.
I'm going to be honest with you. At this point in time, Bing may be the better search engine. It's hard to tell.
Honestly, I've switched my phone to the Bing search, and I just get them by just going throughout the day. It's not like I'm taking time out of my day to do it.
Google's been shit too.
But I do the Bing searches. I do the daily like thing. What's it called? What the hell is this?
The daily 3 thing.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about what. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, but I did the daily like 3 thing, the poll and stuff like that, and a little quiz. And there's multiple things you can earn an achievement in a Game Pass game. I do the daily stuff there. Like I said, I can get close to probably
into a job, and they're cutting away the abilities because some people decided it was going to be their second job to earn enough points to pay for the thing, so they can earn enough points to pay for the thing. So they
I mean, no, I use my Game Pass though. That's the thing, is like I play a lot of stuff on Game Pass. And I buy stuff off of it. I bought Resident Evil 4 with my Microsoft points. So, I mean, I don't care if you guys make fun of me. I mean, it's something I like doing, It takes me 10 minutes a day.
I mean, it's just a joke at this point, Don't nobody care what you do with your time.
No.
I care deeply what you do with your time.
You've offended Ryan deeply.
I'm gonna resort to fucking playing Paw Patrol.
I mean, sure, whatever. Easy achievements. That's what you're doing. Ken used to do that. Ken played Avatar.
Dude, that was like 15 years ago.
There's no monetary value to
exactly. At least I'm getting something out of it.
It was the human equivalent of an NFT.
But the difference is I will admit how stupid it was. When I was achievement chasing, I was the dumbest shit on the planet. I was like, why did I ever do that? That's so dumb.
I'm not achievement chasing.
Play the Avatar game?
I did. It took 5 minutes to get 1,000 points. What are you talking about?
I heard about that. That's funny.
Of course, there's like 6,000 indie games now that you could do the same shit with.
Yeah. What was that bad Mega Man clone that we did where you didn't even have to play the game?
Fuck, what was the name of that game?
I can't remember.
Oh, because that dude emailed us 4 times, he could cover it. Do you really want us to? Because it's not very good.
Yeah, I covered it and gave it a 4, and they did not retweet my tweet.
Nope.
Something bought. I'm.
What was funny is they tried to make it. They even made it 4x3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was not good.
Mm-mm.
It was not good.
Not at all. No.
All right. What else going on? Anything?
That's pretty much it.
All right.
Wait. Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3.
Oh, yeah.
I played that while I was in Florida. I never actually ran into any difficulty. I know you guys said it would get harder later on, but I mean, I've got I'm on day 9 and I have 20 days worth of food. I feel like this game's easy. I'm not playing on hard. I'm playing on the standard difficulty. So I don't know if that's.
I have never played enough of Pikmin 3 to know if it's as difficult as Pikmin 1 and 2 get.
I finished it. It gets more difficult. I didn't say it gets difficult.
It gets complicated.
It gets complicated and stressful. But
once you get all 3 of the party members that can control Pikmin, it's a lot of micromanaging. You got a guy with a group on the other side of the map doing something while the other person is doing this. There's a lot to it, but I never found it.
You get some
overly difficult.
There's a couple boss interactions later that are, again, more challenging. Not challenging, but more challenging.
Right.
And
it
was a very stressful game for me, as much as I loved it. But yeah.
So no, I played that pretty much the whole week.
True.
Got off work.
The game is called Trophy.
Oh yeah, that's what it was
Trophy.
called.
Yeah, that's right. That's it.
I thought it was something, but you know what? I think I'm confusing it with another Mega Man ripoff. Something that I can't remember because I couldn't find bot on our website. Yeah, I just started scrolling through your reviews, and it's Trophy.
Trophy, yeah.
That goes back to how crazy this year is. There are certainly games that I want to check
out. That was from last year.
January. That was last year.
So I keep forgetting every week. I want to check out Gravity Circuit, and I just forget. And then that Giga Bash came out, and I want to try that out, but I forget.
It's so funny that you said Gravity Circuit, because I was just sitting here when Drew said something about that Mega Man game that you guys played. I was like, fuck, now I already forget the name of that Mega Man clone that came out. I know it's Gravity something, but the name is so stupid that it's...
Yeah, and it's
that's a bad name, yeah.
I was just I want to play that game, and I can't.
It sounds
forget.
like a Wipeout clone.
It does, yeah.
It sounds like a racing game.
Yeah.
Man, so it's too many games.
Yeah, agreed.
Too many.
That's it though for me. I played a good amount of Pikmin 3 Deluxe. I had a good time with it. It's not. I wouldn't say it was difficult, but I haven't finished it. I am going to get back to it. Obviously, I got to go back to Florida in 3 weeks, so I'll be taking that with me.
Got to go back.
Yep.
All right, want to move on? to the wombat.
All right. So I will be the fastest and easiest because I ain't played shit but Zelda.
Well, I mean, that's a beautiful game.
It is a beautiful game. I have played a significant amount of that game. I have now finished the Fire Temple as well as the Wind Temple.
I like the track puzzles in the Fire Temple.
Yeah, they were pretty fun. And the boss was easy, but also kind of neat. So yeah, and the second mini boss that you have to fight to get into the chasm was also pretty cool. That was a neat boss fight. So yeah, it's very, very fun. I've unlocked all the great fairies now. It was funny because some of those great fairy quests are like, they take forever.
Yeah.
And then the last one I did, I showed up and the guy's like, I need you to go up here and do this and get me some honey. And I'm like, dude, I've already got honey. And he's like, oh, sweet. I'll go back and join everybody. And it was the easiest mission that ever existed. So it's just fun that the game lets you kind of do stuff like that. You can accomplish stuff without even really knowing what you're doing. But yeah, the game is tremendous. It's I said it in the chat the other day, but I think it's my game of the year right now. Obviously, with a lot of stuff to come. So yeah, it's excellent for sure.
It's currently my game of the year, and I feel like there's only two that might knock it off, because I like Spider-Man, but I'm not like a huge fan of Spider-Man.
No, it's like Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat and Starfield. Cheap. We'll see how Starfield turns out.
Yeah, I mean, Starfield, not that I don't love Mortal Kombat, but Starfield is the game, and Spider-Man are the games that this year have a chance to knock it off the top. But I don't know. We'll see. Something else might surprise me later in the year. I certainly wouldn't have expected coming into the year that Hi-Fi Rush would be number 2 on my list so far. So
yeah.
It's been an excellent year, as we've already covered.
Indeed.
But that's it.
All right. Well, I didn't play much of note, other than abusing myself with that fucking game, which I'm not going to talk about. I play a little more Remnant. I'm trying to get into Remnant. I like the way it plays. I don't know how I'm going to feel. Like, the world I got spawned was the future robot world.
Oh, okay. That was the last one I finished before I jumped to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, that's the one that gave me first. Like I picked the dog person because I'm playing solo, and I figured if I have the dog,
it's good. Yeah, that's good for solo because that dog will hold a lot. I too picked the dog. I have I'm a dog summoner because I unlocked the summoner build, so I have like a bunch of creatures out drawing aggro and stuff.
I must check that out. But yeah, it's like the shooting feels good, like, and that game looks really good. Like, having the first Unreal 5 game outside of Fortnite is really cool. So I'm gonna keep trying until it pisses me off. I'm gonna keep playing it. So we'll see how long that takes.
It's not bad. I'm actually going to jump back into it because I had to get the review out for it. But it's way more forgiving than the other Souls games. I know you don't like those types, but even this, like when you die, you don't have to run back to pick up your like you don't drop your stuff. You just kind of respawn, and at the checkpoint, you got to kind of fight your way back. But most times, the boss rooms, the checkpoint is right there. So, and then, it's called, I hop in there and play with you because it's co-op. And it's a good time co-op too. So, I mean, I'm down to clown.
I'm gonna play it, and I think the thing that concerns me more than the Soul stuff is the fact that it's all random, and I've heard people can get like bad spawns where like it just overwhelms you with crap, and that's just like a dice roll kind of thing, and it's like
Yeah, because it's randomized to a degree where, like you said, your starting level was completely different from mine, and if Ryan played it, his would be different. Like it randomizes so much with each playthrough. There are some people that get bad rolls, but you can re-roll the world, like the seed. Like it talks about it a little bit in the when you go through the tutorial, but you can kind of account for that. Like it can forgive for that, but yeah, it can happen.
Speaking of random, I can finally talk a lot about Double Dragon, and I put my review up, and I like that game. I don't like the rogue part of it. I feel like it's more frustrating than it is helpful. But what I do like is, so the way this game is structured is you start off and you pick two characters and you're like a tag team and you can swap between them, you can tag team combo and stuff. The combat feels really good. When you start, they give you 4 gangs that you can go attack. And you can pick them in any order that you want. What's cool is when, let's say you pick the Okada gang first, which is like this group of ninjas ran by this woman with a sword. And as you go through that, it's like one stage boss fight. And then once you do that, the rest of the gangs get put on alert, and their levels are longer. So like the second gang you attack will be 2 levels and then a boss fight. And this can be done so when you replay it, let's say you do Okada last, that level will now have 4 levels before the boss fight. So like every time you play through it, you'll see different parts of levels depending on which order you pick them in. So
cool.
That is really cool. I just can't get over the beating people up, collecting coins, and upgrading my stuff for a run. Like, that stuff still just kind of annoys me. Because once you start over, then all of that stuff is reset. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But that structure is really cool. I thought that was really cool because, like, it doesn't take long to blast through it. It's like an hour or 2 to go through all 4 gangs. So you can keep going back through it and doing, the different tiers of them and seeing, like, more levels, which is pretty cool. And then the rest of the stuff is all indie stuff, which is crazy. So I played a game called Wild Tracks Racing, which was funny because it's fairly similar to, and I think we mentioned this game last week, Wild Wild Racing, that old PS2 launch game. Like, this game is fairly similar to that, where you're, like, racing off-road stuff. What I found really funny about this indie game is, like, the truck that I picked. I was like, man, they got a license for Subway, because the car had, like, the Subway logo on it. But then I really looked at it, and it said Sub AWY, and I'm like, come on, man. Did you, like, generate this in, like, an AI generator or something? Like...
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
trying to avoid having to pay Subway.
Yeah, like, it literally is the same green color with the white letters, except they just swap the W and the A, and I was like, okay, that's funny.
It's like those flea market sunglasses you used to be able to get that said Oki on the side of them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then that picture that I sent you guys, I played a game called Ultimate General Gettysburg, and it's so funny because when you boot it up, it's like if you want to play, the Union, it's the advanced mode, but if you want to play the Confederacy, then that's the beginner mode, and I just just like chuckling at that. But it's like a top-down like strategy game where you move people. So I was playing it, and I picked my troops, and I told them to go to this thing, and literally they move like they're in molasses.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just watched them walk to the thing in the tutorial, and I'm like looking at my watch, like, are you guys gonna make it? Like, I understand this is back in the olden times, but like, y'all walking super slow.
They had hustle back then, I know.
Did you ever play the NES game North vs. South?
Dude, I talk about that game all the time. I love that. I love that fucking game. I used to rent it from Marsh's all the time. If you remember Marsh's.
Oh yeah, me too. Oh yeah, that's actually where I rented it from most of the time. Was the Marsh in Middletown. So,
yeah, I rented it from the one in Franklin. Like, I rented that game all the time. But yeah, it's kind of like that. They have a spiritual sequel to that on, at least I know it's at least on Xbox. It's literally called North South.
Yeah, I think I did hear about that.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I always kind of
Wasn't the original based off like a comic book?
I think so.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah, that game is cool. Speaking of slow, I played this vertical shooter called Nova Strike, and it is pretty much what you think. You go on top, bottom to top, shooting enemies. But holy shit, does the scrolling and the ship move so slowly? And then like every now and then you'll get to a spot and you'll defeat like this mini boss, and then it'll let you pick between 3 doors to go through to get like more coins or better firepower. And like, it's not a bad game, but it was so slow and boring that by the end of the first level I was just like, I'm not even having fun. This game is just so slow.
I want to note that North and South is based off of the Belgian comic series Les Tuniques Bleues.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
So it's a French comic about American
the Civil War. Yeah.
Okay. You say so. Then there's a new Vampire Survivors clone called Whispike Survivors. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
There's Vampire Survivors just came out on Switch. Why would you?
I mean, I don't know why you'd play anything but that game. That's the only one that was kind of good.
Survivor.io was good, but
I forgot. I started the Atomic Heart DLC, and I know Ryan's like rolling his eyes because he's not like that game.
Crispy critters.
So I forgot how good that game looks. Like visually, it's
visually it was great.
Also in the DLC, to kind of joke about your crispy critters, he starts to say it like 10 times so far, but he never finishes it. Kind of like as a nod.
Guys, get it? We also understand that it's annoying. Yeah, but you did it. So that's not how this fucking works.
I can't tell you about the story other than it's in a new area, because if you haven't finished it, it's definitely spoiler. Like, it warned me like 4 times.
It. The game will update 4 fucking times. Every time I try to turn on the game, it'll update, so now I'm good.
I like it so far. I don't care. There's a new weapon that you get within the first hour that is really fucking cool. So I'm enjoying that. It's been fun. And then some other indie stuff I played. I played this thing called Save Coke? K-O-C-H? Is that how you say that word? Save Coke?
Most of the time.
It's a... How do I
Save Coke?
Save Coke.
It's the pig?
The pig, yes. So...
Okay.
How do I describe this game? So you're put in protective custody, and like you're with the mob or something, and then it's basically like a point and click like management game where you pick people to go do stuff. Like you hire these other anthropomorphic animals to go do things, and like you can take phone calls and like choose dialogue options. Like, it's real dark, like as far as like the content goes, but it's kind of interesting. And then the last
Did you ever play Black Sad?
I did play a little bit, not a ton.
The vibe I'm getting.
It's kind of that, but you're literally just sitting in one spot, like managing people doing things. Like, you don't move or do anything. You literally pick up a tablet and say, okay, this guy I want to hire to go here, and then like there's a little timer that counts down.
It feels like a mobile game then.
Yes, 100% feels like a mobile game. And then the last thing I tried to play was called the Red Exile Survival Horror. The controls are fucking atrocious and couldn't make it out of the first room. Like, they're so twitchy that every time I tried to turn left or right, it would like fly across the screen. I was like, I can't play this. So that's it. I don't think I played anything else. I keep trying to play Final Fantasy 16. So I took an hour and played it this week, and I think I literally played for 5 minutes. Because you literally walk 2 steps and then into another 15-minute cutscene. That game is very frustrating if you want to play a game. Like, it's comparable to Metal Gear Solid. Like, it's how much cutscenes.
That's not a compliment.
No, it's not, because at least in Metal Gear Solid they're stupid and like somewhat entertaining. Like, there's a monkey running around in a diaper selling guns, drinking Coke. In this one, it's like,
okay, I would not use that. If you're saying they're bad as Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, that's how many cutscenes there are. There's so much exposition in this game, and it's mostly the main character. Well, it's mostly the main character just going, I feel so bad for what I've done. I feel so bad for what I'm like, dude, I get it. You did a bad thing. I really don't need to hear about it for like 6,000 hours.
Find Jesus, all right? Get over it.
Like, it's just so bad. Like, why? If you're going to have a cutscene that's 15 minutes, and then you literally, I'm not even kidding when I say this, you walk for 10 seconds, and another 15-minute cutscene kicks in. Why did you let me walk between those cutscenes? It's almost like here's a tease of you actually playing a video game. It is frustrating when I'm playing that because I just want to play because the combat is fun. Like, that's what kills me about that game. Anyway, but that's it. So let's talk about what's out this week. Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5. Gourd. I've heard that game, but I've never played it. Wrestle Quest, which I know Terrence is super excited about.
I am.
Fluffy Milo. Legend Bowl, which I'm playing. I can't talk about it yet. Running Fable. Atlas Fallen, which Terrence is playing, but he can't tell you about it yet.
Talk about it yet.
Stray, the cat game is coming to Xbox this week. Ooh, big deal. Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. The Dragoness Command of the Flame. Bright Lights of Svetlov, and World Soccer Pinball.
World Soccer Pinball.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Definitely.
Svetlana?
Baby?
Is the football game NFL teams? Or is it...
Which football game? Legendary Bowl?
The one that you're playing. Yeah, Legendary Bowl.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
It's all fake.
They got a license.
It's kind of like, what's that mobile game called, Ryan? That's really cool.
Retro Bowl.
Retro Bowl, yeah. It's
actually... Go ahead.
That's on Switch, if you want to play it.
I played it on... I downloaded it on my phone, because Ryan was talking about it. I found it in Apple Arcade. It's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that game a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, that game is really cool. Like, I like these... I like that we're getting, like, little offshoots football games. Like, I don't know if you've seen... What's that? Who's that one from that's made by Saber that's actually using the NFL people? It looks kind of like NFL Street.
Oh, it's like wild card football. I just saw the trailer for it. That looks fun.
Yeah. Like, I want to play more stuff like that. Those games are fun.
Yeah, I wish EA would bring back the NBA Street and NFL. That stuff was a lot of fun. But
Prison Rules, come on.
Oh Lord,
cable guy.
I wish that the Retro Bowl guys would make a baseball game.
Yeah, you think they would. You think
like
they're like
RBI
the
baseball.
Next logical step or something, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Man, I'll tell you, I was playing.
Have a soccer one or something.
I was playing a lot of those old sports games recently on my mini PC. Like, I went back and played Bottom of the Ninth for the PlayStation. God, I love that game. And then, like you said, RBI baseball on the NES. Oh, so good.
I used to love the Bigs.
The best retro.
That was good too. Biggs was fun.
Yeah. The best retro baseball game is still King Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball.
You are absolutely correct.
Yeah. You talking N64, right?
Crap out of it.
No. Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo? Okay. No, they're both good.
I had
it was so good.
I had it barely worked, but I had a baseball bat controller for my Super Nintendo that worked with that game.
Are you bringing out the Neo Geo, Anthony?
No, that's a Super Nintendo game.
What's the Neo Geo one? Baseball, not Baseball Stars, but like the one with robots.
Man,
what the hell's the name of that game?
Baseball Stars. Yeah.
No.
Baseball Stars is the big Neo Geo game, but the robot one is it's got a year in it.
Konami game?
No, it's Neo Geo.
Power Pros?
No, it's Neo Geo. It's literally robots, like legitimately robots.
Yeah, what the hell is the name of that
Stadium?
Game? No, it's got a year in it. It might be that one, Anthony. Super Baseball Simulator 1000.
No, this is you're talking Super Baseball 2020.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Super Baseball Simulator 1000 is a normal baseball game But there's two different versions of the league. There's the standard league, which all of its fake teams and stuff. And then there's the super-powered league, where you have a certain amount of superpowers you can use from both sides of the base. Gotcha. So pitcher has like special moves, batters have special moves, catchers have special moves.
To be fair, we've gotten several good arcade-style baseball games recently. Power Pros is good.
Super
Mega Baseball.
Super Mega Baseball is excellent. That game is
Power
awesome.
Pros is the Konami one, right?
Yes. They just re-released that.
They're my favorite because they're sort of RPGs too.
Yep, those games are great.
Let's not forget whenever I recommended everybody to play Looney Tunes B-Ball, and everybody loved it.
Looney Tunes B-Ball.
Was that on?
It was really good. That was on Super NES.
Super NES? Okay.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, I played so much Ken Griffey Jr. Presents Major League Baseball when I was a kid that it was almost all I played when it came out.
My brother and I used to play baseball games as I was growing up, and we started with RBI Baseball on the NES. And the one we played probably the most was the first Sports Talk Baseball for the Genesis.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Fuck, we played that game every fucking day.
I didn't have a Genesis, but my cousin did, and he had that game.
Man.
And he had the Sports Talk Football too.
Man, Sports Talk Football was so funny. It's like Montana back to pass.
Yeah. It was novel at the time, though.
Oh, 100%. And like the camera, like when the camera zoomed in, the scrolling, I was like, oh my god.
Yep.
Oh, so good. All right. More PS5, Xbox stuff. We got Sword and Fairy Together Forever. I wonder if that's a physical release, because that's been out for a while. Tower of Fantasy. The Dragoness Command of the Flame. Zombie Soup. And I'm guessing a physical version of Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. Because that has definitely been out for a while. PS4, Xbox One, Broforce Forever. Looks like it's the only game that's not on the next gens. That's out this week. Xbox One, same thing. Running Fable. Not Fable, but Running Fable. That's out.
Sweet.
Alright. Let's check out the Nintendo fucking Switch. What we got this week? Puzzle Boys, Wash Simulator, Clean Garage, House Cars, Business Tycoons.
Okay.
I wonder what they're trying to lean into.
Huh.
Yeah.
X-Force Under Attack. By the way, I played that launch PS2 game that we talked about last week. Was it called X Squad?
Sure.
It's not bad. It didn't age that badly. It's okay. The third-person squad-based shooter. It's kind of good. Anthology of Fear, Chickenoids Super Party. 30XX is coming to Switch this week, 1.0, finally. God, I wish that game wasn't fucking rogue shit. Legend Bowl, which we talked about. Scamba Snowfall. Unidentified Falling Objects. Bokura. Female Nation Takeover.
What?
That's what it's called. I don't...
Yeah, just keep moving. Just keep moving.
The Mysterious Adventure of Michael.
Okay, keep moving. Keep moving.
Neon Blight. Pipe Dream? Really?
Pipe Dream.
Hey man, Pipe Dream. I'm fucking down for some of that.
That's an old game, right? I'm
yeah,
not crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
I love that game.
I guess they're bringing it back. Pups and Purrs Pet Shop. Sonar Beat. Sven Completely Screwed.
Wait, that's the full name of it?
Sven Completely Screwed is the name of the game.
Gotcha.
The Rewinder, Wild Legion, Witch's Garden, World Spin. Yes, this is all 1 week. It's crazy to me.
So I've looked up Sven Completely Screwed, and you are a... Oh my god. Alright, was not expecting that. You play as the passionate, immoral ram Sven and try to bring every sheep from the flock to their climax.
Oh my Jesus!
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. There's cartoon sheep and they're doing different poses. It's not even like sexual. It's like looks like comic strip characters. It just can't believe that's the fucking game.
So it's a sheep fucking game?
I mean, you guys love Baldur's Gate, so we're there.
Oh, for God's sake, man!
Am I lying? Like that stuff happens in that game, right?
It does. I mean, I just happened upon a scene. I sent it to y'all. I just walked in that room, and I was like, "Oh my God! Oh, wow, okay."
This looks like some Jim Davis shit you put in the chat here with this comic.
I said it looked fucking.
It definitely looks like they would be from Garfield and Friends.
Garfield and Friends? Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, Pipe Dream is not the game Pipe Dream / Pipe Mania / whatever else they've called it. It's a totally unrelated game.
I guess the license for the name must have run out. So.
Or who gives a shit? It's the Wild West on the Switch.
That's true. Acceptance, Rainbow Skies, and oh my goodness, the name of this game: Prison Life Simulator Jail Gangster Escape Game Scary Architect Battle.
Okay, hold on. Go back. Prison Escape.
That's some Roblox shit right there.
Yeah,
right.
Prison Escape.
Nope. You already fucked it up. It's Prison Life Simulator Jail Gangster Escape Games Scary Architect Battle.
That sounds like they're just trying to hit every random search and so to be the first person on the search.
That is an SEO game of fucking.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Prison Life Simulator Jail Gangster Escape Game Scary Architect Battle. This is the picture. It looks like took a screenshot of Saints Row 2.
Oh wow! I was not expecting that.
Oh my God!
This is on Switch?
This is on Switch. What is this?
What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Somebody's about to get curb stomped right there.
Yeah, but look at his hands. Look at his hands. What is happening?
It's like AI generated.
Hold on, I'm pretty sure. Tell me if I'm wrong. That isn't the guy in the white shirt just the model for CJ stolen? In the second panel?
Close.
Wow, that's real close now.
I can't get over his
dude, hold on, wait a second.
Look at his wrist.
I might be right with the Saints Row. I'm pretty sure this is the hospital room you started at the beginning of the fucking game.
Wow. Didn't that Last of Us ripoff get removed from the eShop last week?
It did, yeah. I saw that.
Oh my God, what is happening?
How is this happening? How?
I mean, people just use the fucking assets and they steal them and they throw them up on Switch because Switch is literally, like Ryan said, the wild fucking West, man.
Yeah,
that wasn't me. That was Anthony.
Oh, sorry. That's what Anthony. Yeah, it's just wild fucking West, dude. Nobody cares.
Well, what?
Remember when Nintendo used to have the seal of approval?
Man, if you're gonna bring that up, at least get it right. The fucking Nintendo seal of quality.
Seal of quality, yeah.
Also, the seal of quality was horseshit.
It was horseshit. It just meant they paid them.
These games can be beaten even though they're crap. Unlike the fucking Color Dreams Wisdom Tree shit, where it's like this could run. It also could catch your NES on fire.
It was also the result of all the shit that had come out on Atari that sunk that system.
Oh, speaking of burning up, did you see the shit coming out of Evo that nobody's talking about? So everybody uses fight sticks.
How do you know about it if nobody's talking about it?
I saw one tweet about it, which is crazy because I figured there would be more coverage of it. So, and there's a picture, by the way, so it is true. So everybody's using PS5s at Evo because Sony runs the thing. And you know how in the back where the USB plug is, that's where people are plugging in their fight sticks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the fact that those things are running all day are melting the USB jacks.
Wow.
Because it's so fucking hot, it's melting their USB plugs.
Yikes.
I don't know if you've ever been around a PS5, close to it when you're running a game for a long time, but it does get fucking hot.
Speaking of Evo, I'm just gonna scroll up here because one of y'all fucking linked that goddamn tweet. just want to call out the fucking fool that mentioned you don't need deodorant.
Oh yeah.
Paticus, Patrick Campbell. Body odor is completely made up. Marketers invented it to sell this stuff and fuel a $22 billion industry. Here's the quick story. Yeah, motherfucker, go to Evo.
Go to Evo right now.
Dude, go to any of those things like PAX, E3. Like it's
and
all.
I'm not even like. Listen, I'm not even saying everybody there stinks. It's just literally like
naturally everybody.
You get some people.
Yeah.
I'll give you one even better. Go to a Magic the Gathering tournament.
I was just about to say, go to your local card shop.
I will definitely not be doing that.
Friday Night Magics.
Never
when I got into Magic,
posed next to all the ass cracks he saw got banned.
Yeah,
that guy's awesome.
Yeah, he's a legend. I totally did something like that. But body odor is not, brother. That no.
It is not fake.
Yeah, just wipe that shit on your underarms and shut the fuck up, okay? I don't care if it costs $6 a stick. Just do it.
Fucking grease your armpits. I don't give a shit what you put on.
Every con, they should play that thing. I don't even know where that's from or where I found it. Of Stone Cold Steve Austin running down, telling people about the soap, saying this some bitch right here, you rub it on your underarms, like the deodorant. Like they need to play that in front of every con.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wash your ass.
A little bit of soap.
Basically, that's
wash
what he was
your ass.
saying. Wash your ass.
Wash
your ass today.
Oh shit! All right, let's do some news. New PlayStation 5 beta firmware. It's got new accessibility features. You can use a second controller for assistance. Dolby Atmos support finally. Party UI and social updates. Game help cards improved, and support for larger SSDs up to 8 terabytes.
I have yet to get that Xbox update.
Oh yeah, that thing's rolling out. I got it on like one of my 3 Xboxes. I think the other 2 don't have it yet. So
I don't have it.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be like 3 weeks. You may need to restart your system too, like hard restart, I think.
Yeah.
Xbox announced Gamescom lineup including Stalker 2, Armored Core 6, and Persona 5 Tactics, plus more. New Game Pass games for August got announced.
No Starfield, which is all anybody wants to talk about.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm content to wait. Like, I'm good, man. I'm gonna be there.
I just don't understand why this is a conversation. Spider-Man's not going to be playable before it comes out either. So, like, why are the fanboys like... I don't get it. Like, I don't understand people. I just don't.
Because it's Microsoft, and Microsoft gets held to a different standard than...
That's like all the PS5 guys out there, like, now talking about how good Baldur's Gate is. I'm like, dude, it ain't even out on your fucking system.
Right.
This exclusive is gonna be great. It comes out on the other fucking system, you asshole.
Not to mention it's only on PC right now, so...
Yeah. I just...
If Xbox didn't do that whole parity thing, it would be coming out for the Series X the same day as the PS5. But because
they want to fuck with the S, that's just dumb.
Yeah. It really is. They just need to unshackle people from that and just let them go. Like, it sucks, yep, but I mean, just, whatever. Go ahead. Sorry, man. Let me cut
yeah, just tell people they can't play split screen. Who gives a fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah.
August Game Pass games: Celeste, A Short Hike, Broforce Forever, Limbo, Airborne Kingdom, Everspace 2, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Sea of Stars.
That's next week?
No, the different dates.
Oh.
This is just the games that are coming in August.
Yeah, Chainsaw is the 18th.
18th for Chainsaw, the 29th for Sea of Stars, Everspace 2 is the 15th, Airborne Kingdom is the 10th, Limbo is the 9th, Celeste and Short Hike are already out, and Broforce is Tuesday.
Gotcha.
You can now purchase replacement parts for your Xbox controller on the store, which, by the way, it's only Elite 2 and regular controllers. You can't fix the Elite 1.
Yeah, I'd be curious, though, because the piece I need is the bumpers, and I'd be curious to know if they're the same as the Elite 2s.
Yeah,
I
had to. I had to go back to a Xbox One controller because my Series X controller has major drift.
I've heard a lot of these new controllers have drift. Like I know the Switch one did and PS5 did, and I mean all of them did.
Yeah,
which is fucked up.
It's poorly made.
Yeah, they're all poorly made, which is crazy because they're fucking $80 a pop.
I'll tell you the crazy thing. Go back and pick up a 360 controller.
Dude, mine still work. I got 3 of them.
Freaking brick. It doesn't matter. That thing will never die. There's no issues out of it.
It kills me because Nintendo's usually pretty good. Like this is the first controller I know outside of the N64 that's had issues.
Is it the Pro? I haven't had any issues with my Pro controller. I know some of the. I had a Joy-Con that had drift.
Some of the Pro controllers do, but it's not as relevant. It's not as prevalent as the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Pro controller's really good.
And the DS4, like the analog sticks would lose their grip, like the rubber would come off.
Yes.
Yeah, the rubber came off
the
the
older
multiple
ones.
Yeah.
There's like it's a small period of time where that would be a consistent issue.
Yeah, I had 2 of them that went bad.
I mean, good on Microsoft for putting the parts up there that you can replace it, but still it fucking sucks. You ever taken a controller apart? That shit sucks.
I'm not going to do that. I'll just stick to my Xbox One controller.
I have taken a controller apart.
It sucks.
It's not that bad.
Well, I mean, you could say it's not that bad because you're used to it, but like there's those little springs that sit there, and if you lose one of them, like it's not for a normal like consumer.
Yeah, if you lose one of those little springs, look at the closest pen that has a click.
I mean,
steal that one.
Fucking
welcome, everybody.
Fucking $5,000 man over there instead of the $1 million man.
It's called MacGyver, but
did you make a bomb out of a maxi pad and a pack of mustard?
Not enough springs inside me, you asshole! You fucking jokes suck.
Maxi pad mustard packet bomb is funny, and you know it.
Yeah,
sure. According to a document, Microsoft's acquisition of Activision, say that 3 times fast, around 70 to 80% of Game Pass users subscribed are in Ultimate. Also, it's likely that Game Pass, you'll have to be in Game Pass Ultimate to have access to Activision Blizzard games. Final Fantasy 14 coming to Xbox. We talked about that last week. That's cool. Good job. Get more Square Enix games. Wolfenstein, Quake, and Doom are coming to GeForce Now this month. Xbox also announced that you will be able to stream to Discord soon. So
yeah, I saw that.
I guess you can show your buddies your terrible gameplay.
Yeah.
In Discord. Also, rumor QuakeCon is this week. Apparently Quake 2 Remastered is coming, which I cannot wait. God, I hope it's got the online. I played so much Quake 2.
I'm sure it would. Why would you play Quake 2 otherwise?
Dude, the single player's good. That single player campaign is good. The only Quake game I would not play the single player for is 3 because it doesn't have one.
Yeah, it's just bots.
Yep.
Although I played the crap out of it with just bots too.
I did too.
It's a good arena shooter. Holy shit!
Quake 3 Arena might be the best arena shooter ever made.
I played the living crap out of Quake 3 Arena.
We used to play Quake 2 LAN, and it was so much fun.
Quake 3 was my first online game.
Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon servers on the Wii U are coming back online.
Huh.
That's weird.
Oh god, their next console is going to use Wii U discs again.
So, yeah, Anthony, let's talk about, according to VGC...
That was a fucking joke.
Nope, here we go. We got another story. According to VGC, Nintendo key partner studios received dev kits for Nintendo's next console and is expected to launch in the second half of 2024. It will support a cartridge slot again, and the sources indicate that it will have a portable mode much like the Switch.
Okay. That was far less painful.
I mean, at this point, they've kind
of expected.
Yeah, they kind of pigeonholed them into making a portable console forever.
Well, what if it's not backwards compatible?
That would be a big mistake.
Yeah. There's not much else to say to that.
But it's fucking Nintendo.
This is true.
And even if they do that, everybody will still buy it.
This is also true.
So why not re-release all of the Switch games on the Switch 2 with you having to pay for them? Like, why wouldn't you? Oh, Remnant 2 sold more than 1 million copies in its first week.
Good for them.
Master Detective Archive Raincode surpassed 300K. Guilty Gear.
That's great for a game like that.
Yeah, yep. Guilty Gear Strive has surpassed 2.5 million. And Baldur's Gate 3 is now, as of this writing, was 505, but I think it's broke 700,000 on Steam. Which
was that of concurrent players?
505 was concurrent.
Yeah.
I don't know if the 700,000
is fucking insane.
Also makes it one of the biggest games ever, according to that one dude.
that
PlayStation 5 exclusive.
So dude was like, "This makes it one of the biggest games ever." I was like, 500,000 people is the biggest game ever. Like, do you know numbers? Like, it's awesome. It's awesome that this game is doing so well, but to call it one of the biggest games ever,
it's fanboy fodder, dude.
Like,
Exo Primal had 1 million players. Like, that's
at one point. Yes, it
I
did.
guarantee it don't now.
Oh no, it don't
Roblox. Now. Like,
I just want to know if somebody finds Dritz. Like, I've searching online because I want to make sure I can get that quest line because so much stuff is hidden. But if I can get Dritz in my party, damn it, I got to find him.
Oh my god! Every time you guys talk about that character, I just think of Master Shake saying, "Who is the Drizzle?" Do we know who the Drizzle is?
Rewatch that.
Do we know?
I just rewatched that show. It's you. It's you, boy.
It's you, boy. You're the Drizzle.
New t-shirts came in like me. I told him, it's you, boy. You the Drizzle.
What are you talking about? No, that is not for me. I am working with the Drizzle, but that is not me.
Oh, it's a good show.
Hold on, my cell phone is going on.
Yes, this is the Drizzle.
Oh shit. Yeah, just make it bigger on the business card. Yes. All right. Nintendo sales updates. 505,000 people is a lot. Nintendo says Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold 55.46 million. Animal Crossing New Horizons sold 42.79 million. Smash Bros. Ultimate 31.77 million. Zelda Breath of the Wild 30.65 million. Mario Odyssey 26.44 million. Man, this is a lot more than 500,000. It's crazy. Pokemon Sword and Shield 25.92. Scarlet Violet 22.66. Super Mario Party 19.39. And Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which just came out, 18.51 million. But go on and tell me how 500,000 is the biggest game ever.
Leave that guy alone.
No, I will not.
He ain't seen a lot.
Oh shit, that's funny. Earth Defense Force World Brothers 2 was announced for PS4, 5, and Switch.
There's an Earth Defense Force. There's another Earth Defense Force game they haven't even translated, and they're already announcing the next one.
Why not?
Too many now.
Sven.
The joy is gone.
Sven Durchilnaut comes out August 10th.
God bless you. Like, what the world?
I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. I apologize. Comes to Switch, PS4, PS5, and PC on August 10th. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk coming to Switch and PC on August 18th. And Xbox and PlayStation on September 1st. Gothic Classic is coming to Nintendo Switch on September 28th.
So, I definitely misunderstood that. Like, I don't know why the Classic just made me think, oh, it's just the first one remastered. It's like, no. That's Gothic Remastered. This is Gothic Classic. I don't know how the fuck anybody's going to want to play that or how they're going to play that on a console. Janky ass RPG. I got nothing. Ken went to the bathroom, and I'm just going to talk about that. Fuck it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Gothic is Gothic is certainly janky, is one way to put it. Especially if you were to try to go back and play it in the year of our Lord 2000.
Can you imagine trying to control that with a fucking controller?
No.
Hold on.
Gothic.
Really.
Actually, yeah, I mean it would not be easy, but it would be doable.
I did play. Wow, they're remaking this?
Of course they are.
Remastering it? Is that what it is?
I think they're remaking it technically because I think it's all from the ground up.
Well, then maybe they can make it work.
Yeah, I mean they're remaking.
This is their.
I wouldn't say that I would be able to easily see the first Witcher game translated in controller, but they're remaking that. So
are they really?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Man. No, I did not know that.
Yeah, they're rebuilding.
I feel like
game.
they're gonna make a lot of changes in order to make it feel like Witcher 2 and Witcher 3. I guess Gothic will play like what's it called, Risen?
Yeah, which that's not a good thing.
No,
stop it.
What? That's not that game plays like shit.
I forgot. Drew,
the first Risen is not good.
The first Risen is not. Risen 2 and 3 are good.
There was a 3? I knew there was a 2.
Oh, there's probably a 12 at this point. Nobody's paying attention.
No, they went to Risen 3 because after that it was Elix.
Yeah,
right.
They stopped and made a different one completely.
Virgo versus the Zodiac coming to everything on August 23rd. Radiant Silvergun is coming to Steam on August 18th, which is kind of crazy. Gigabash, as we mentioned, is finally out on Switch and Xbox. What the Golf X Among Us crossover August 3rd.
Hell are you talking about?
What? Which one?
Is it a golf game? Is it an Among Us game?
What the Golf, I think, is the game. It's getting an Among Us crossover.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it says also here a PlayStation version of What the Golf is coming soon.
Okay.
Oh wow! It's also getting some seasonal limited time content updates, like a Boogeyman crossover later this year. All right.
Is that a character?
No, there's a movie, the new Stephen King movie, The Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman.
Boogeyman can.
I kind of want to see it. Like, Stephen King movies are usually pretty fucked up, so.
Yeah, typically.
Sifu final update launches September 7th. We talked about the Quake 2 remaster, and Aura History Untold has been delayed to 2024.
Okay.
I know I have more stuff here. Where's my other? Okay, here we go. Ratatan, the spiritual successor to Patapon,
Ratatan.
was funded in less than an hour, coming to everything.
Oh.
I think I'm just too attached to the designs of Patapon. I don't really like the look of Ratatan. It's not the same artist. It's like somebody trying to kind of do the same look. But I don't know. There was just a joy of having these characters that were just eyeballs.
Oh man,
the design.
This fucking story cracked me up. I saw the video too, which is hilarious. Street Fighter 6 tournament was interrupted by a player who forgot to turn off their naked Chun-Li model.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, I did not see that. That
Creep.
is funny. My man's got outed on the stage, and Street Fighter was the main stage.
I don't think this was Evo.
No, it wasn't at Evo. It was an online tournament.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, I thought. Oh man, I was gonna say, bruh, that's wild.
Yeah, okay. I'm not as weird then. I was gonna say it was weird up until it's still weird, but not like.
Yeah, I thought it happened at Evo.
Thrown
I was
this
like,
off to a crowd of living people.
Well, I mean, it did end up on Twitter, so there is that.
Well,
it would have ended up there anyways, and then he would have been in the shot.
That's true.
Oh my God. Listen, so Apple finally changed the Twitter stuff to like X, right? And I got a notification on my phone, and so I had this giant X on there, and I saw that, and I nearly shit myself. I was like, oh, damn, they got me. Who is this? I totally forgot that fucking Twitter had changed names until I clicked it. It was like, oh.
Did you sign up for X Premium?
Oh, hell no. No, I ain't giving him none of my money.
Well, I
Why
mean,
would
I got one foot out the door. Like,
think about that showing up on your bank account and somebody sees it like, oh, you subscribe to X Premium, huh?
subscribe to X Premium. Oh, okay, what's that? Like, yeah, like I don't understand the thought process with the name change. I don't.
There is
get it.
none. He had, but he's wanted to call a website X.com since the fucking 90s. Is the fucking thought process behind it.
Oh, okay. He just okay.
He just,
God,
he
Yeah,
just
that's one of the reasons he got forced out at PayPal was an insistence on changing the name to X.
Real. And now he's like, well, I can finally do it because I own
After
this
being
shit.
forced to buy Twitter and borrow all this money, I can finally change the name to X.
This fucking
Okay.
guy, man. Jesus.
All right. Hitman World of Assassination gets a new elusive target after several years this fall, and it's DJ Dimitri Vegas. I don't know who that is.
Ooh.
Yes, you do.
That
You do
is.
know who that is.
Who is that?
Who is it?
Ken, out of everybody, you should know who that is.
The name does not ring a bell. I apologize.
Specific Sub-Zero skin.
Oh God, I
Oh, that guy.
blocked that out of my brain. I apologize.
That's who that
I'm not
is.
hip. What is it? What is the what's the joke? What game?
He got a
In
skin.
Mortal Kombat
in
11, there was a
Mortal
free
Kombat.
skin you could download for Sub-Zero where it replaced him with this DJ, and the DJ like did his own lines.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't have it.
I
don't
never
have it.
downloaded it. I never downloaded it. That reminds me of like, didn't they did one for Stephen Amell for Injustice, didn't they?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Because they did his Arrow, or what was his name?
It was Arrow.
It wasn't-
Oliver
it
Queen.
was his
Oliver
Arrow.
Queen. yeah.
Well, I know it wasn't Green Arrow at first, but yeah, he had his own. Wow, yeah, I don't have that skin at all. Okay, yeah, I don't know that dude.
Yeah, I didn't download it. I'm sorry. I'm not. There's nothing I hate more.
Yeah, I'd pay to get Ronda Rousey out.
I absolutely
Oh, yeah.
would. When they released the was it the movie pack that gave you like the movie version of Sonya? That's the only skin I used because it changes the voice. So
Didn't they do that with like Wonder Woman
Wonder Woman.
they gave
and
her
Injustice 2?
they gave her armor from the movie.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
they gave all of them armor from the Justice League movie. Like Batman got it and Superman got it. I think that was it. I think it was just those three.
One of those loot boxes came in because you got those different armor pieces and stuff in there.
Which was cool until you were like, I've got 6,000 art. Like, the
Yep.
fact that there's a button dedicated to emptying your inventory, your overflow inventory, was just so dumb.
Yeah, it's so much stuff. Because I only focused on the characters I played, so I have a whole bunch of stuff that's just sitting for the ones I never mess with.
There
Yeah,
was too much
cool
in that game.
concept,
They
but-
should just make skins.
Yeah.
Like, Mortal Kombat 11 had that problem where there was like 30 skins of different colors, but they were the exact same skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, there is no point in this. This is too much crap.
Yeah, you don't need to do color swaps. Just do normal. Just do different skins. Like, yeah, it'll be less, but they'll be so unique that people be like, okay, like yeah, you don't need the color swaps.
Yuka Kitamura, the composer of Elden Ring and Dark Souls and more, leaves From Software after 10 years with the company.
Oh wow.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are coming to Session Skate Sim. I might be excited, but let's be fair, the Turtles are whores of video games.
Oh yeah, they are.
They're kind of in
Jeez.
everything.
Everything. They're in Smite. You can get turtle skins in Smite. Like the turtles are in everything.
Wolong Fallen Dynasty 2023 roadmap. August is just says free update. September's paid DLC 2 and free update, including Lies of P collaboration. October free update. November free update, including Neo collaboration. And December is paid DLC 3 and free update. Onion Games Moon RPG filed a trademark for Stray Children in Japan last month.
Oh,
Stray Children. There's a special version of Vampire Survivors, which is called the Director's Cut. Named after one of the in-bosses, this version features new characters, stages, weapons, accessories, and evos. According to Laura Kate Dale, who played the version, footage in the comments. I'm not reading the comments. The fan site Transformers World asked Hasbro some questions at the San Diego Comic-Con. One of the questions was if there's any chance to bring back the Transformers games from Activision. They said that Xbox will go through all that and will try to bring these games back, which is fucking awesome. Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Oh, absolutely! All those Transformers games, those High Moon Studios games. Oh,
yep.
so
I mean,
good.
even those movie games were pretty decent.
All
Compared
except
to other
for
shit at the time.
Revenge of the Fallen was
Well,
kind of.
Revenge of the Fallen
that
was a
one
bad
wasn't good.
movie, so
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
Pokemon Presents is on Tuesday for 35 minutes. So if you want some more Pokemon, is this where they announced the new game? You think?
Probably.
Already?
They do 2 a year.
Yeah, well, they should have.
Arceus 2?
No, I don't think it would be Arceus 2. They're gonna have a spin-off. I just don't know what yet.
You think it's a
Mystery
spin-off
Dungeon.
and not a remake of?
So, well,
Wait,
that's what I mean.
Detective
It will be
Pikachu
either
is coming,
it'll be a spin-off or a remake. Because it's every 2 years I think we get our big title. And last year we had Scarlet Violet.
Mm-hmm.
So remake of Black and White, maybe?
That's what I was thinking. I think
that'd
this
be
is
the next ones, right?
Black and White remake.
I think so.
Devolver Delayed has been set for Monday. So that's tomorrow. Today, when you're listening to this, you can listen. You can watch that. I don't know what that is. Gust and
I'm thinking isn't there the show up conference thing back when everybody else did?
Maybe.
I don't recall them doing that.
Because we're also 3 weeks out from Gamescom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
nothing
doesn't
ever
make
comes from
sense.
Gamescom.
Oh, what are you talking about? Gamescom is huge. There's always big news out of Gamescom. Oh, trust me, there's going to be big news out of Gamescom.
Oh,
Did you not
really?
hear him? He went, he's right, Ken.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Ah.
He won't hear it anyway because you'll tell him on the show in December and he'll be like, "When did they announce that?" Gamescom.
I don't pay attention to stuff anymore. I don't
Exactly.
really play video games anymore, guys.
Fucking non-gamer.
That's right.
Gust and Koei Tecmo will announce a new Atlas game on August 8th. So there you go.
Oh.
If you need another one of those. Striking Distance.
I don't at all.
I know you don't. Striking Distance, the devs behind the Callisto Protocol confirmed 32 layoffs to, quote, realign priorities.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that game should have been a lot better than it was.
What was so bad about it exactly?
It's kind of boring. And it's
How do
kind
you
of
make a horror game boring?
I mean,
I heard the combat kind of is shit too.
it's on paper you're like, that sounds cool, and then when you play it you're like, oh, this is not cool. It's just I love those games. Dead Space, I love those kind of games. This game was just I dropped off after 2 hours. I'm like, this is just blah.
Oh, okay.
Embracer is shutting down Danish studio Campfire Cabal after only 1 year.
What were they working on?
I have no clue. I've never heard of that studio. But, this is Embracer buying too much stuff, and now they're like, we gotta shut it down.
So I'm looking them up currently. They say they create high-quality turn-based role-playing games for PC. You build vast worlds and rich stories with characters you'll fall in love with or come to hate with a burning passion. Except that, Expeditions Rome is the only game that they have on their website.
Okay. Rumors.
So I suppose that's that.
Rumor time. Fantasian playtest was added to Steam database. Currently only available on iOS/Apple Arcade. That's the Sakaguchi diorama RPG, I believe.
Yes.
An Instagram account from WB South Africa accidentally posted a picture of Lego Harry Potter. Oh God, whoever wrote this. The guy that I pulled the news from, his name's Nobel on Twitter if you want to follow him. He does great weekly news roundups. But his quote in here, in parentheses, says, Lego Harry Potter, quote, or in parentheses, a wizard story from a shitty person.
Lord.
With the logo from TT Games and an 8/25/23 release date. This could be the first sign of the rumored HP Lego Saga collection.
Man, it's so weird to think of Traveler's Tales not having like 2 Lego games out a year.
Yeah, the last thing they did was the Skywalker.
Yeah.
And that was
there was
last year.
The last thing before that was the first Star Wars game?
Yeah, it's been a long time. They used to do like 2 or 3 a year.
Movie or whatever. Yeah.
Here's a rumor for Ryan. According to a former Virtuos Paris employee, the company is currently working on an Oblivion remaster or remake codenamed Alter, planned for release in late 24, early 25.
Yeah, I don't know that we need that.
I kind of want it.
Isn't there a game coming out soon called Sky Oblivion? That's like a remake of both. Like they're adding both to each other.
Yeah, it's Oblivion. Yeah, I like Oblivion. I want the opposite. I want basically Skyrim in Oblivion's world, like all the magic and stuff that Oblivion had, and skill settings and all that.
I don't think you want a Skyrim that plays like Oblivion.
Probably not, but that's kind of like I don't want an Oblivion that plays like Skyrim either, because I found that world's kind of.
That's why I have trouble with the notion of remaking an Elder Scrolls game. It's not a good idea.
Remake one of the bad ones, you know. Make Redguard good.
Yeah, I mean they could do that. I mean, if they were going to remake any, those would be the ones they would remake. But those games occupy a certain space and time, and each one builds on the next one in terms of not just in terms of story, but in terms of the gameplay. And I just don't know that. I don't know. Remaking those games doesn't feel like a great use of resources to me.
But it's a different studio. It's not Bethesda.
No, I don't think it's a great use of their resources either. Like I don't know what the purpose of remaking Oblivion is.
Well, just noted on here as well, they're also working on 2 new original IPs, including Massive, which is quoted as a Monster Hunter X Shadow of the Colossus-like game, and a game called Ominous, which is a narrative climbing game.
It's not okay. Can't be Shadow.
Spend your time on those games then.
Cannot be a Shadow of the Colossus / Monster Hunter clone. It's just Monster Hunter at that point.
Okay. Yeah. What else we got here? Some stuff that came out after Friday. So there's a Naraka Blade Point X Nier crossover coming next week.
Is that Nier or is it? Because I heard
it's got 2B on it. So.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, so.
Because there's another game where it has a character named Nier, and I was like, oh, that's not as exciting as I wanted it to be.
It looks like Lego is teaming up with Nintendo for 5 Animal Crossing Lego sets in early 2024.
Hopefully they're more interesting than the Sonic sets.
Metal Gear Solid has now broke 60 million copies sold.
Like what? Like
all
original?
Time. All time. The whole series, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
Because if Metal Gear Solid 1 had sold 60 million copies, it would have been one of the best-selling games of all time. What do we got here? Magic the Gathering is doing a crossover with Final Fantasy.
Really?
Final Fantasy.
They're not messing around.
That's not all they're crossing over with.
What else? What?
Fallout.
Really?
Whatever
They're doing
happened?
A Fallout set?
Yep.
Whatever happened to the next gen update for Fallout 4? Remember when they announced that was coming summer this year? They announced that last year. Whatever happened to that?
Yeah, it's a great question.
King of Fighters 13 global match launches November 16th for PS4 and Switch.
One more franchise is coming to Magic the Gathering as well. Assassin's Creed.
Gotcha.
The official name for the new Fatal Fury / Garou title is Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. The tweet said it was coming to all modern consoles, but I don't buy that it's coming to Xbox. Because they announced a new Under Night In-Birth game, and it's not coming to Xbox. So don't say it's coming to all modern platforms when you're skipping one of them.
Xbox is not a modern platform.
No, it's not. Rumor, Jusant, supposedly launching October 3rd, coming to everything as well as Game Pass. And that's all the news I have. That's all
the news we need.
That's all the news we need. That's all the news we have. We have an email, and I'm going to pull that up now. And this comes from Francisco. He says, I hope everyone is well and doing great. On the topic of streaming services, I saw the bills stacking up and decided to cut most of them out. I used my super nerd and geek powers to create a home server, 20 terabytes of hard drives, and 5 more in solid-state drives. I spent countless hours ripping my dad's and mine music collection, 1,000 CDs or so, plus other music that I've bought digitally, hundreds of movies, and a lot of shows as well. Funny you mentioned The Office, my favorite show. I have it on there and I can watch it whenever I want. All in about 10 terabytes of shows and movies, 3 terabytes of music. FLAC files take up a lot of space. I also have it running a voice chat server that all my friends and I use, as well as a private game server. It's been the greatest investment and cost much less than paying for streaming services for the last 2 years. Nothing like getting a home server, man.
Yeah, I have one. I'm not mad at what he has going on. That's a lot. I don't have I don't do music a whole lot, but yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, I've got 3 8-terabyte drives. One of them I use for my emulation PC, one of them I use for my Xbox, and one of them I use for my other PC, which hosts like TV shows and movies and stuff that I've ripped. So it's cool.
I need to transition mine because my stuff is on a 2 terabyte one, but I only have 3 terabytes, but I only have 4 or 200 something gigabytes left.
Not
so I would have to transfer it. No, I was laughing at you when you're 8, and I'm like, damn, I'm actually gonna have to just get an 8 and move my stuff.
I got 3 8s. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you got multiple 8s. God, all the space.
My 2 terabytes are used to move stuff. Just ask Wombat. He took a 4 terabyte home with him the other day.
I did, yeah.
I'm just gonna plaster this shit on these hard drives, man. Just pass them around. Let's go. He says, Ken, I'm curious to the specs of the PC you're using for retro games. I run a mini ITX board with a Ryzen 6 core CPU GTX 1070 Mini on mine, about half the size of a Series X, and can play anything up to 360 and PS3 really well. Love me some old games. I actually dug out my specs. Mine's not that good. It's running a Ryzen 5 5500U with 16 gigs DDR4 RAM is what mine is. And I can run some PS3 games and some 360 games, but mostly anything up through the PS2, Xbox, GameCube stuff I run perfectly fine at 1080p and solid 60 FPS. So I'm pretty happy with that, because most of the PS3 and 360 stuff I still have hooked up, so those I can still just run natively.
Yeah, I still have my PlayStation 3 hooked up.
But my mini PC now, I think I just broke 20,000 games on it. I've just been slowly ripping stuff to it. I've just been slowly ripping stuff and put stuff on there over time. My PS1 collection, I think, is complete now. It's at 1350, I think it's PS1. And then my PS2 just hit 220. So that's the one I'm building up now. So, yeah, I was playing some of those PS2 games this week. There's a lot of good games I missed.
Played the Bouncer? Just playing the Bouncer?
I did not play the Bouncer this week. I played Eve of Extinction, so there's one for you. You can dig that one out.
Wow. Yeah.
And Extermination is another one I played. Yeah.
Extermination.
I don't think I played that.
That's a first-party Sony game, by the way. If you've never played it,
actually, it sounds familiar. Hold on.
Yeah, for some reason I get Run Like Hell mixed up with that game.
Run like hell. Ugh. Grab your balls, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Grab your balls. Get it? It's the name of the drink that we had helped sponsor this game, and is every health pack balls.
I can tell you that building.
Grab your balls. Run like hell.
I can tell you that building the mini PC and just having it set up to where I can just turn it on and pair my controller and just play what I want when I want has been the best investment, both time and money wise. Like, if you like playing old games, it is the best way to go. Just set it up with a Botacera build, and literally it just boots straight into that, and then you just run it off a menu. You don't have to do anything else. And then when you get new games, you just drop them in a folder, boom, you're done. They just automatically load up. You ain't got to fiddle with shit.
Yeah, I'm still using RetroArch, and I like it, love it for that. You just drop the stuff in the folder, and it automatically, you just go in there and scrape it or whatever, put your graphics and stuff, but yeah.
You mean RetroBat, right?
RetroBat, yes, that's what I meant. Yep. Sorry.
RetroArch is running on that, just like it's running in Botacera, because Botacera will use RetroArch, but it will also use PCSX2 for PlayStation 2, and I think it runs Dolphin. Yeah, it runs Dolphin for GameCube, Wii and Wii U.
Wii.
So, no, that shit's awesome. Like, just being able to just pick it from a menu and play it. You got your box art right there. It's awesome, man. And you know how much space you're saving? Like, storing them cartridges somewhere else? It's a beautiful thing. He says, as for PlayStation exclusives, you think bringing them to PC is just a cash grab? With all the performance issues and recent ports to PC have had, you think Sony is just seeing the PC market as getting some easy money, or do you think they actually want to invest in it?
Both. Yeah. I mean, you're expanding your player base.
But are they really putting, we've seen a lot of issues with them. Like, are they really putting the work in if Nixies isn't doing it? Like, Last of Us was a big problem. Or was that Last of Us 2? I'm sorry.
It's Last of Us. I thought it was Last of Us.
Is it?
That's the bad one.
I can't remember. But yeah, some of their PC ports have been kind of bad, which makes you think well, are you really putting the effort into it? Because PC gamers will hold that against you. Remember, what was it? Which Batman game was it that launched terribly?
Arkham Origins.
Arkham Knight.
Oh, Knight had issues too. Yeah, both of them had issues.
Okay.
Yeah,
but it's Knight. It's Knight that's the bad one.
I feel like they're kind of half-assing dipping themselves into that, because if they wanted to, they could literally put out their first-party games. And I know right now they're saying 2 years. 2 years is crazy. That is so long before you put it on PC. When PC is just PC audience and PlayStation 5 audience, while Twitter will tell you otherwise, I don't think overlap each other that much. So I think you could put it on both. Because what benefit do you have by just putting it on the console? Because most PlayStation people that want to play a PlayStation are going to buy a PlayStation. Keeping a game off of PlayStation and putting it on PC is not normally going to make people go out and buy a PlayStation. They're going to buy one anyway. I don't know, because the PC you got to have to run something like God of War is a hell of a lot more than a PS5. So I don't know. I feel like they're I feel like they haven't got their groove in it yet, truthfully. He also says, lastly, in 2016, I got a 144 hertz monitor, and I could never go back to 60 hertz. And then last month, I upgraded to 240 hertz. Once again, I can't go back to 144 hertz. Buttery smooth.
Did Ken write this email under a fucking pseudonym so he could answer all these goddamn questions? Holy shit, this is so good.
I did not write this email. This is not me. He says, crystal clear and bright, but the news on Starfield being 30 FPS really saddens me. Hopefully it's unlockable on PC. Anyways, what are your thoughts on high refresh monitors? You guys have them, or have you tried them?
No.
No, I have not.
So I think monitor-wise, my monitor on my main PC is 144 hertz, but most of the time I'm running 60, but I don't use PC gaming that much. As far as my TV, I have to have 120.
Mine's, yeah, I need 120 on my PC. My laptop is 240.
244,
but
right?
I don't.
Or no, 240. Yeah. No, it's 144 and 240. Sorry. Yeah, 240.
Okay, whatever the 200 is, that's what it is. But I don't think I don't use it. Like, I just cap stuff at, like, the 120 because I normally have my laptop hooked up to my TV, and I don't know if my TV will go to 240.
I'm going to tell you this right now, and it's so stupid. The only thing that I have to have running at 120 hertz is Overwatch, because if you took me... Like, I downloaded it on Switch and played it, and I think I died a little inside. Because it only runs at 30.
Actually, you know what? That would be quite the jolt. Okay, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
That would be quite the jolt.
You make it Overwatch on the Switch at 30 frames a second. It's just like
fatality.
It's not gonna work. It's not. Why even play it? Like, ugh. Oh.
You know, people that come from the Switch to a PC or something, it's like playing a new game for them. They're like, oh my God!
Like,
look how smooth this is.
This game is amazing at this speed. And then they get into the matchmaking and they're like, oh wait, nope, this still sucks.
Yep. No, this is still Overwatch. This is still it. They fooled me for a minute, but this is still Overwatch.
Yep. I'm the guy that has the millisecond counter on my screen, so I know what my lag is.
Lord.
Dude, I take my Overwatch very seriously. I ain't gonna lie.
It's serious. Serious business.
Yep. My Overwatch runs at 120, and like if you put me at 60, because like sometimes I'll have to go in, and I'll mess around with the game on the others because my wife had it running on TV. It was only running at 60, and like I go in there and I play it. I'm like, what's wrong with your game?
That's a shame.
Like, why is it broken? This don't work. I can't hit anything. My brain is so so I checked my hours on that game yesterday. I probably shouldn't have done that. I just hit 4,300 hours in that game.
Disgusting. Just disgusting.
I mean, golly.
4,300 hours. I've played that game.
A lot of Overwatch.
Nah, I'm only about halfway through my career.
Are you going to come back for the new season and the expansion? And
You're not asking me, are you?
No, I know you're going to be there. I'm talking to
motherfucker. I played yesterday.
Yeah, I saw you. I was like, man, this po nigga, if he don't get his up, like, my God, like I just shook my head. I was like, my God.
I want to tell you, Terrence. You want to know how much of an abusive relationship this game is? I played, so last night, my last 10 games I played, I went 1-9.
Jeez. Bruh. Come on, man.
I went 1-9, and then I quit, and I came back, and I went 3-2, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to quit on this win.
No. No. So, but no, Anthony and Drew. Yeah, y'all done. Y'all done.
Yeah, no. I've deleted that. I will never go back to it.
I won't be as strong, like strongly willed as Drew. I might, but I gotta see it first before I fucking jump into that game again.
Well, it's four days until Invasion, and yes, I will be there. It's not just Invasion that's got me. I mean, there's 2 new maps, there's a new mode, there's a new character, there's a PvE. Like, man, they're nerfing and buffing half the characters. Like, of course I'm going to be there.
Are they fixing the fucking matchmaking?
That's never going to happen, Anthony. It's never going to happen.
Nerfing and buffing.
Nerfing and
get
buffing. It. That's what it is. Nerfing and buffing.
The whole reason why I stopped playing that game was because the matchmaking was broken. If it forever stays that way, I will forever never go back to it.
See, he right there, he put in a clause that he can come back if they fix the matchmaking.
If
forever, never.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
Here's
I think
the
only person that probably will never go back is Ryan.
They will never fix the matchmaking.
Hey, it worked fine for 6 years. I'm just saying.
And then they were like, let's shake it up.
I have a commitment to only get burned out on one Blizzard game a year. So
I want to tell you. So I just want to give you a case study in how broken that matchmaking is. So I was playing yesterday, and I got into a match, and it was a Masters match. You know how you can see the little thing that shows you like what the rank of the match is?
No, I don't know that because I don't know anything about that.
Everybody else does except for you. We knew you didn't know. So at the beginning of the match, it'll tell you like what is the overall like among everybody's rating in here. What is that match rated? So I got into a Masters game, played that game. Literally the next game was a plat match. How you gonna go from a Masters game to a plat game?
Yeah, the matchmaking is just, and they don't care. Like it's on the wall, and it says matchmaking, and it's crossed out, and beneath it says nerfs and buffs. That it's circled, like because that's all they gonna focus on. Nerfs and buffs.
Nerfs and buffs.
I want you to know I lost both of those games.
Well, damn.
You can't carry a plat game when the players you're playing with, because if I'm in a plat game, my team is really bad.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying, like, you can't carry them when you're on support. You can't do it. Oh, all right. He says, sorry for the long email. It's been a while since I last emailed you guys, but love hearing the show weekly. Keep up the awesome work. Have a great week. You too, sir. All right, over to the Twitter. This one is at Wombat. It says, this comes from David. He says, when Wombat was explaining his playing and stopping Diablo 4, it reminded me of the scene from the 40-Year-Old Virgin when Steve's character is talking about preparing the egg sandwich. He took the whole weekend to make it, only to not want to eat it once he finally made it.
Yeah, that's definitely the way I feel about Diablo. Is I spent a whole lot of time tracking down shrines and unlocking parts of the map, and then when it was time to actually move on to either the season or the next sort of difficulty level, I thought, nope, I'm good. And I ain't been back since. Coincidentally, that happened at the same time they announced their fucking battle pass that doesn't even give you enough platinum to buy anything in the store.
But guys, it's
that's not why I left.
It's Diablo 666.
Yeah, but it was clear to me at that point that nothing was going to be served by me continuing to play that game. So,
all right, you guys need to rant for a second. I got to grab something off the porch.
Oh,
okay.
Rant with
grab
what?
Your shit.
Fucking off of what? You couldn't read another Twitter thing before you left? Now we got a fucking vamp. Like he'll be getting locked outside.
Will Vamp? I hope he gets locked outside.
Hanging on the door.
We'll Vamp like we had nano machines.
Oh, he's not named Vamp because he's a vampire. He's named Vamp because he's bisexual, guys. She breathes through her skin.
You'll be ashamed of your words and deeds.
Fuck.
I don't know what else to say.
Okay, I'm back. Right. Sorry.
Okay.
Metal Gear.
I had a package I had to pick up. Everybody's asleep. I had to pick up a package. Okay. All right.
We just talked about Metal Gear and Vamp.
Oh, sweet. Kane writes in, and also at Wombat. He says, let Wombat know that Ricky Babies is only a minor character on Heels.
Oh, okay.
He says, I can't stand current wrestling, but love Heels. And I have 3 questions.
I have heard it's good. I have heard it's good.
He has 3 questions. Who is the best wrestler?
Of all time or right now?
It just says who is the best wrestler, so I'm assuming all time.
Of all time? God, that's really hard. My head feels like I need to say Ric Flair. But I could also be convinced of Mitsuhara Misawa, and I could also be convinced of Bret the Hitman Hart. So it's hard. As far as current best wrestlers, it's Kenny Omega, and there's no question in my head.
Yeah.
Who would you say is the most athletic?
Currently or all time?
All time.
Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't stand the guy. And he always played a bad guy. But I've always said it, and I remember when I used to watch wrestling with my dad, I was like, "Who's the guy who could actually beat the crap out of everybody here?" And he's like, Kurt Angle could. Like, he literally won the Olympics. You know,
yeah. Kurt Angle's a guy. Kurt Angle's an interesting case because if he hadn't gone through the shit that he ended up going through with pills and all that, he probably would have ended up being the best of all time. For sure. He had an aptitude for it that nobody that's ever just come straight into professional wrestling at a major level has ever had. So yeah, he would have been, he had a real big shot at being the best of all time if he hadn't gotten into as much issue with pills and stuff as he did.
Yeah.
I did end up watching that Cody Rhodes documentary. It was pretty good.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah,
I thought it was good. I don't know.
He doesn't like that traitor.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I actually don't have much of a problem with Cody, but I just know that I have a problem with the way WWE handles their documentaries.
They did kind of only talk about that part for like 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah. The winner's right history, right? So, but yeah, no, that's so. For best wrestler, so another guy that actually bridges the gap, and you could consider both maybe one of the best wrestlers of all time and the best wrestler now would be Bryan Danielson, who's still working. Obviously, right now he's hurt, but
never heard of this person.
He was Daniel Bryan in WWE.
Yeah.
Oh,
but he was Bryan Danielson for a long time in ROH, and now in AEW he's back to Bryan Danielson, which is his real name. He is exceptionally good.
What's funny is he said he had 3 questions, but it's really only 2 questions.
Okay, what's the other question?
His next question is, who is your favorite wrestler, and why is it Shawn Michaels? So I guess it's a 2-part question.
Well, so it's not Shawn Michaels. Although, I mean, Shawn Michaels' in-ring was tremendous. He also had a problem with pills, like most of the guys in his time period. In terms of favorite wrestler now is probably Jon Moxley or Hangman Adam Page. Kenny Omega too, obviously. Danielson, obviously. In terms of favorite wrestler of all time, it's probably Bret Hart.
I mean, I don't have to say mine. Everybody knows mine. As troubled as he was the most entertaining to watch for me. That'd be the Warrior. I couldn't help it.
When I was a kid, Sting was like my guy.
Stinger was great.
Yeah.
He still is great. What are you talking about?
Still great.
He's
still going.
Yeah.
He's still going. I saw him almost die a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Chris,
it's a 66-year-old man jumping on something.
Chris Jericho is another of my favorites of all time.
One of the guys that never gets enough credit, I think, but who is very athletic, Rob Van Dam.
Oh yeah, Rob Van Dam, also back in AEW.
He's been,
although just for one match. RVD.
He's entertaining,
an innovator.
Yeah,
innovator in the business for sure.
Very entertaining wrestler to watch.
Yep.
He hypes the crowd up. You know, he always does the RVD thing, and he's always been one of my little favorites that doesn't get enough credit.
Anthony doesn't have a favorite wrestler.
I mean, no, I really don't.
Dang.
I'm gonna make yours
Stone Cold is
Akeem.
probably
How's
mine.
that? Is it Akeem?
Akeem.
So, fun
Bam
fact:
Bam Bigelow.
The Twin Towers.
Bam Bam was great.
My dad, when I was a kid, he was huge into wrestling. He watched wrestling up till probably mid 2000s, like when John Cena first started coming on the scene. But at the 80s and 90s, you could not take my dad away from WCW. That was his. He loved WCW.
Who's got the music blaring?
Your dad and I would have got along
That would
very well because I also love WCW.
That'd be Drew, by the way.
That would be me. That'd be my wife.
Is that
Adele
Taylor
very
Swift?
loud.
Oh, it's
No,
Adele? Okay.
It's Adele.
I just heard it every time somebody talked. I was like, I can hear some music jamming in the background.
Yeah. But my dad, to this day, will still call me Kabuki. And I was like, yeah, he would have called me Kabuki, and he would shorten it to Kabuk. And occasionally he'll still call me Kabuki. And I was like, why do you call me Kabuki? Because he said, when you were a kid, you were mean like Kabuki. I was waiting for you to spit some green stuff in my face.
I remember that stuff. Me and my brothers used to go to Wrestling Challenge when it was in Cincinnati and Dayton.
I mean, I like Mick Foley. But that's just because Mick Foley as a person's interesting.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, the fact that he's like...
Good worker, too.
I mean, yeah, like, what was it, 3 characters that he played? Yeah. And it's just funny because, like, he's such a cheap asshole that he wouldn't do hotel rooms. He would stay at fans' houses.
Yeah, he and DDP and Steve Austin in WCW roomed a lot. There's a lot of really good stories about that if you read his books. His books are excellent, by the way, if you haven't read them.
I've not.
Yeah, they're all really good.
He's just a fascinating individual. I think that's just kind of where I start drawing interest to wrestlers, is when they have an interesting story that, like, not on the wrestling side, like as a actual person.
In real life. Yep.
Yeah. Macho Man's another great one.
Oh yeah, Macho Man that's another guy who could be in the running for greatest of all time. Had his own problems, obviously, but very, very, very talented.
Like, as much as he's kind of hated for being the Superman character. John Cena, he says some stuff out loud where you're just like, stop. He's just trying to be the nice guy and not get anybody in trouble for the most part. But I mean, his I mean, I do love all that because it's campy, but he makes fun of himself, and then he goes and does whatever the fucking number is of Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
Kids. And it's not like
it can't be denied the Make-A-Wish stuff that he's done for sure is, I mean, it's
it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, I think it's interesting to see kind of wrestlers move out of wrestling and then what they become. You
mean John Cena being in Overwatch?
Yeah, that one's weird. I don't know about that one, but
you know what? I like him more than The Rock. Like
that's because I think John Cena is more genuine than The Rock.
Yes, I think that's what it is. Like, I used to think Dwayne was genuine, but man, he done some shit, and I'm just like,
as soon as you turn that I want to be the good guy in everything.
Yeah.
And then, the Will Smith path. Shit's got to be rewritten for me.
Well, he's mad because he's not even the best actor out of WWE. I might argue that be Batista. He's really good.
No, I agree with you.
Oh yeah.
Batista's the best out of all of them.
I'm so happy for Batista too, like that he's where he's
and doing
right
stuff
now.
Other than just being a big dude.
Yeah,
which he
does very well as well.
Have you seen that movie, the new Shyamalan movie where they're like the end of the world? Like, his performance in that movie is so fucking good.
So good. It is so. I'm so happy for Batista. Like he is a good guy.
Blade
like,
Runner.
Yeah.
He's in Blade Runner
he did do
2049.
good in Blade Runner. Yep. Yeah, he did. Yeah, his performance was good.
Again, not playing this character that's just this big brute.
Yep. Yeah, much more than that, especially in the Shyamalan movie. Much more than the big guy.
Shyamalan movie.
All right, I'll bring this one up too. Who's your favorite wrestling villain?
Man, that's really hard. I feel like Ric Flair is the best heel of all time. Chris Jericho always played a great heel too. Yeah.
The macho,
those would be my two.
The
macho
small
king,
piece of
baby.
the small piece of wood that tripped Shockmaster's.
The best part
greatest
of the
villain.
Shockmaster thing is Sid's reaction to it while it's happening. Is just the best part of that.
Oh
like
my
when you
God.
watch it again, watch his reaction in the background. It's very good.
Who's yelling at the Shockmaster? Who's the other person?
Well, Sting is the one who yells.
Sting.
Yeah, that he's
Sting sells
introducing
it.
the Shockmaster. Yeah.
Oh no, Sting. Sting introduces the Shockmaster. It's whoever is on the other, whoever Sting is kind of yelling at beforehand. That dude
I think
sells
it's Sid.
it. Is it okay? Yeah, he fucking. They all tried their best to sell that and ignore the tripping.
Yeah, that's an all-time classic. That's right up there with the Lex. Helmet. That's right up there with the Lex Luger. Your T-shirts are too tight, too Billy promo from the. If you haven't seen that, look it up.
Oh, I have to look that one up.
And the it's right up there with also the Misspeak by Booker T.
Yeah, I'm coming for you.
Which is a classic. Yeah. Mean Gene Okerlund saying "fuck it" when the sign falls. That's a.
Oh man, Mean Gene was the GOAT. I do love me some Mean Gene. Gorilla Monsoon back in the day. Oh.
Gorilla.
All right, one last tweet before we get out of here. Shogun says 10 years later, and I forgot this in the news. 10 years later, and we're getting a KI update. 4K 60 Iron Galaxy's back. Please let this lead to KI 2 with a story mode like MK9.
Agree, and that was big news too.
Yep.
Because they had walked away and they had done like some minor updates to Killer Instinct, but weren't doing anything else. But I'm hoping, that sounds bad, but since Rumbleverse flopped, maybe they will, or maybe Microsoft did, peg them to make a Killer Instinct 2.
I mean, it makes sense.
Killer Instinct was good.
Yeah, it makes sense. Iron Galaxy has such a pedigree in fighting games, and they did seasons 2 and 3 of Killer Instinct.
Yep.
Like, just let them make a KI 2 and let's go.
Right, and please have Mick Gordon back for the soundtrack, because that Killer Instinct soundtrack is hot.
I think Mick Gordon and Microsoft might not be on good terms.
Oh, are they beefing right now? Oh, I must have missed that.
The whole Doom fiasco, you don't remember that?
Oh, that's right. We did talk about that. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that's going to happen.
Right. They might want to get somebody else then. Oh, well.
Yeah, that's sad too, because that soundtrack was banging. Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I want a KI too. It's kind of funny, like, man, everybody was like, I don't know how many people have said, like, nobody cares about Killer Instinct, and when they announced this, like, it goes bananas. Like, come on.
Yeah.
A lot of people care about Killer Instinct. I don't know. This came from the same person who said Resident Evil was mid, so I'm just going to leave that alone.
Anyway. I just got to say, I've watched that Lex Luger. I absolutely have seen that before. I don't know!
I don't know. Classic.
You know what? He handles that pretty well. He just leads into the I'm confused and angry. Gotta give him credit.
A lot of Lex Luger being confused and angry, not necessarily an act.
Unfortunately.
That's not funny. That's sad. That's not funny. Yep. You're right.
A lot of those guys got some real problems, man.
Yeah.
I was watching, where did I see it yesterday, like on Twitter, like I guess somebody's doing like a story of Jannetty and Michaels. And like just the excerpt I saw was like
Dark Side of the Ring is doing
that's what I saw.
Marty Jannetty episode.
Yeah, that's what I saw. So there's a clip from that where they talk about how Sean threw him out of a window. He came back to the window and was choking Sean until he turned purple.
Yep, that's
what the fuck? Who is that?
Trust me when I tell you.
The Rockers.
Trust me when I tell you that's the least fucked up thing about Marty Jannetty that you could hear.
Oh, I don't know. I don't doubt it. Like,
holy crap!
That dude had
there's a lot
problems.
Of really, really out there stuff as it relates to Marty Jannetty. So yeah, that Dark Side of the Ring episode should actually be pretty interesting. It's hard for me to say good, but interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This guy has lots of problems. So many of them are dead already. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Anyway, that's all the tweets. That's all the emails. That is the show for this week. If you want to shoot us an email, it's podcast@ztgd.com. Yeah, it's still Twitter out there so far. We're at ZTGD Podcast. I will never call it X. I'm sorry. Just
I will
me.
never call it X.
Nope. It'll always be Twitter. It'll always be a bird, because the bird is the word. I don't know if you've heard.
I have heard.
And Phoenix Down, when you coming back with Resident Evil?
Next week.
Next week?
Or this week. This week.
This week. Resident
Yeah.
Evil.
Resident Evil.
But we about to hit it, boys. We are less than a month until the kickoff of the biggest motherfucking games that you ain't got time to play.
Yeah. That's what it'll be, too.
September, October, and are going to bleed your wallet and your time.
Yes, sir.
So many games coming. Actually, I forgot. Like, we always joked, as long as we've been doing the show, it's always kicked off the fall gaming with Madden, and Madden is out in like a week and a half, I think. So that's crazy.
I forgot about. Have they shown the new map?
They've shown quite a bit of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
We'll see if they send us one this year. I always like to cover that because I will tell you, I literally played last year's yesterday. I'm still playing last year's game.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's your thing. It's football.
Can't wait. I watch I do what I do every year. So the Hall of Fame game is like where they kick off preseason. I watched one series from each of the backups. And I was like, all right, I'm out till September.
That was enough. I got a little fix.
I don't need to watch these guys that don't play because it's like, who cares? I don't even know why they do it anymore. It's such a waste of time. Anyway, that's it for the show this week. Unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.